I look and see, it's not just me.
Jack, why do you insist on doing this dumb internet shit on TV?
I look and see, it's not just me.
This place is a fucking joke, man. You're a clown. I quit.
So many of us have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. So many of us have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. We call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild.
No. It doesn't make logical sense, but it makes.
Well, yes, of course.
But it makes wrestling booking sense. Of course, this makes no sense. Of course, okay, it makes no sense. However, in pro wrestling booking, which often makes no sense, you would do that. It's about making money. It's not about anything else. Wrestling's always been about making money first and foremost. That's it.
Yes! I look and see, it's not just me.
Last weekend was the greatest weekend in AEW history. This is the greatest week.
I look and see, it's not just me.
Security, my safety, my life was in danger at a wrestling show.
So many of us have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. So many of us have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. We call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. We call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. Get wild! Yay!
If you're familiar with how we do things often here on these Wednesdays, it's a lot like one of my favorite movies, Time Cop.
What? Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah!
God damn it.
Yay!
I was muted. What's happening, guys? Welcome to another eclectic edition of PWT Live Show. Yeah. And we're going early today. We're going early in the afternoon, which is cool. I don't think there's UFC Paris on. There's Collision. Who gives a crap? And you know what I mean? I want to go touch some grass tonight. So also our guest joining us today, returning after a brief hiatus and way across the pond, I think. And so vast different time zone difference. So it works out good. And then we'll be back next week for Bad Blood, usual time. You guys know what's up. But joining me here on the show today, once again, is the Husey. Hello.
I would just like to start off by saying Vince McMahon is innocent.
Yeah.
And I thought he came across as a really nice guy in that hilarious TV show they made. There you go. Thank you.
That's it. That's how you want to just you want to sum it up just like that. Ladies and gentlemen, you can follow Husey at the Husey. He does work on like K100. What else do you all do? You have at Husey Entertainment's your YouTube channel where you do shows with lots of different people.
Yeah, get the it's I've affectionately referred to it as a podcast. I'm just using you, and no, basically, so I'm getting ready. I'm trying to reorganize an episode with Vince Russo and Bob Levy of Hard Stern fame.
Yep.
Because I think it would really work together with them on the same episode, but it's hard to schedule them. But I'm willing to wait because. I could do with the clicks. Let's put it like that.
Yeah, and that's why you're a legend, Husey, because only you could put that combo of people together. You know what I mean? Which is amazing.
I may actually be the greatest podcaster ever, simply based on this episode that hasn't happened yet. That's how good as it gets. I could even show you. I'll send you a DM here of the artwork that I've made for it. Really advanced technology. Like you'll probably think this is actually a real photograph, but guess what? It's actually not. But it's sent to your. Oh fuck! Did I mess it up? I tweeted it to you there in your private message box, otherwise known as a DM.
Yeah, you sent it to the private message box. Here we go. I'm gonna pull this up and we're gonna share it. Are you okay if I share it or no?
I'll kill you. But yes.
Okay, we're gonna do it. We're gonna. Here we go. All right, man. Amazing. It looks like the Mona Lisa.
The Beatles.
It's a great record. What's that?
Great record.
Great record. It was a great record.
I'm the fact that you just quoted Walk Hard immediately makes me know you're a good person.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
Walk Hard was a giant bomb, and it's one of the top 5 comedies in history, and the soundtrack's actually great.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree. It's like easily, probably in my top 5 comedies, if not, movies. I seen like they had a version, the extra indulgent director's cut or whatever. It's like 6 hours long. I watched the shit out of it. I love Walk Hard.
Yeah. With Vince Russo on your booking squad, there's no limit to those ratings that you could imagine.
Amazing. Yeah, dude, that's awesome that you brought that's crazy. So Vince and Bob Levy have never crossed paths, huh?
Oh no, they have loads of times, but it's just this time I want to take credit for it.
Yeah. So we started, guys, I'm at Pro Wrestle Times, the other channel, the long form channel. The replay of this show will be live there immediately when it ends on this channel. So go subscribe to that one, okay? Please and thank you. That's all I got to plug right now. 5 months, PWT rocks. Thank you so much.
Acknowledge me.
George Capture. Appreciate you very much. And thanks for everybody who turned up, even though we're doing this at a completely different time than usual. I enjoy this. I can actually go do something with my life for once. How about that, Husey?
As soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to go watch The Best Man, the well-known film that everybody has seen from 1999. Everybody knows it. I'm sure you would like to quote your favorite line of dialogue from The Best Man. Go ahead, Phil.
The Best Man. Let's see. Who's even in? There's The Best Man final show. It's got Terrence Howard. I'm not familiar with it, my friend.
Racist.
Okay, so Jimmy B for $5 says, I wonder if your songs will still be shit when I'm 64.
Yeah. I wonder if your ratings will still be shit when Chris Jericho's 64.
Oh, 65?
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you, Jimmy B. I don't know. I'll give you a rub today. Okay, so you brought up the Mr. McMahon documentary. I just did a podcast talking about it. What do you extrapolate from it? Was that your hot? Was there anything new? I get it. It wasn't made for us. It wasn't made for like Uber marks. It was made for people who like watch Jeffrey Dahmer shows on Netflix and stuff like that. So I understand that aspect, their approach to it, but Vince didn't really tell us anything. And he just worked in the very first episode. He's like, yeah, and you don't know what I'm thinking. I'm going to tell you some stuff, but it's not really what I'm thinking, but it'll be entertaining, pal.
Yeah,
so they're just like, okay, it's all bullshit. But yeah, what did you make of it, Husey?
The only bit that sort of stuck out to me of interest was that I'm sure you've heard the infamous Vince and Sable rumors from back in the day. Mm-hmm. And that when they were asking Vince about it in the documentary, suddenly goes, wait a minute, who, Sable? Who? Because it's like, you're asking me if I had an affair with Brock Lesnar's wife? Do you want to shut the fuck up? Yeah. Like, I'm almost 80 years old. His fucking daughter could kill me. Yeah. She actually could.
And there's like rumors of what those two did together. There's poomers about what those two did together. Behind closed doors.
That was one of the things that made me laugh so much that if you go back and look at that like one of the first things Vince says in this documentary, he mentions shitting.
Yeah.
So it was having his shit was on his mind. God damn it, pal! We need the fiber that a billionaire does. You gotta take a bit crap.
Yeah. My word, man. Silliness. And I liked hearing like him actually address things like Montreal screw job. Like we've never heard him actually say it, you know? So I appreciated little moments like that. And what else was there that made it was when he was like, yeah, we as businessmen, we put things out there that's not really what we think or feel to control how people think and feel about things. And my theory is the reason he put that press, because you know how he put out like a statement right before the doc and then all this news came out. Vince tried to buy it up and he didn't want anyone to see this. I think that was him. If I'm going to do a conspiracy theory here, I'll play some X-Files music for it, but I know the truth is out there. Vince, I think, put that statement out to make everyone look at this doc and go, well, he's not so bad.
I think that with because I was actually talking about this to my good friend Vince Russo, and we were saying that the problem with this documentary is that they've made it like 5 years too early, and you really should have waited until whatever the outcome of this Schnell Grant cases before you make this documentary. It reminded me of. Do you remember in 2008, Oliver Stone made a George Bush film while he was still the president? And it's like, but how can you talk about his run as president while he's president?
Yeah.
Like, at least wait a decade and then you could make it. So I just think it was a good idea that happened too soon. And I would have much rather a Chris Benoit documentary, like a really intense one.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was interesting because Vince wasn't in this at all, really. Like, it was mostly other people. So we didn't get anything. And like I said before at the start, he's like, yeah, I'm going to tell you stuff, but it's not even really what I think. Or the only part that was really compelling to me, or the first part I'd say where I really went, okay, now this is heating up a bit, is getting good, is when the producers actually pushed back on his territory, or he's like, Ted Turner he was preying on us, you know, and then but they're like, you did the exact same thing to the territories, and he's like, well, no, I was just competing. I wasn't trying to hurt my competition. And they're like, well, what the fuck? And he's like, well, listen, things I might tell you isn't really how I feel. It's like, okay, this is just more bullshit. We're never really ever gonna know. And it's sad because I was hoping, like, I'm not trying to be like weird, but it's what you said, an intense Chris Benoit documentary. We got to get into the nitty gritty. I want to get into, like, he's like, yeah, my old stepdad socked me around a couple times. Well, like, tell us about that. You know, I want to know. I don't know. I just, not that like I want to hear like a child trauma story, but they just glossed over his shitty upbringing. I thought it would be more focused on all that shit we didn't know. And then, like, Hogan slammed Andre, pal. Like, okay, we know that. So they threw that in there. I didn't think it would be, I thought that would be where we'd get subtitles like, yeah, Hogan slammed Andre, Vince did good, here's the real guy. But no, and then it made me realize, like, 2 episodes deep, not even that long, like 1 episode deep, I'm like, yeah, this is made for my girlfriend. This is made for, like, people who want to watch Making a Murderer, Tiger King. Turn on this Vince doc and you'll get a kick out of it, you know?
Yeah, and I loved how it was basically, they said Vince McMahon was sexually abused by his own mother. So then when we went to the Monday Night Wars, I gotta go, wait, what? He was what? I go, we said we've got to bring in attitude. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, I know you attitude. What did you say? Vince was wanted by his who?
Yeah, and Moose Knuckle in the chat, I'm not going to leave that on screen forever, but Vince slipped in the word Vince-cest. I don't know how to say it. Vincest. And they just glossed over it. Like, they just breeze over it. And he was no-selling everything. They're like, how did you feel when Hogan turned heel? He's like, oh, he did a pretty good heel turn. You know? Yeah. He just no-sold everything, dude. for the most part. And so I don't know. I didn't think overall. It's just I don't know. I'm still dropping my reviews. They come out like every day. I got one of them coming out where I just reviewed it episode by episode, but I didn't review it like. Was that?
I was going to say you're dropping them like a shit on Janelle Grant's head during sex.
Exactly, dude. So yeah, but I'm still gonna release those just because they're my live reactions. Like it's as I'm watching it, I pause it, give my thoughts, and I don't really dwell on like, oh, NWO is crazy. They lawn darted Rey Mysterio and shit. We know. So
you know, what I did find interesting because I'm well, not as much as I used to be, but I was a professional editor, and the Rock was in that, what was it, a 6-part documentary series. The Rock was in that documentary for 27 seconds.
Yeah. So
unless they interviewed The Rock for 1 minute, what the fuck was said in those interviews that they were like, The Rock was like, you better not use that shit?
Either it was him saying you better not use that shit, or it was him saying a bunch of bullshit that didn't matter. But you're right, it's The Rock though. They're gonna want to use him as much as possible, you know? Because I could just see him going there and just saying the same old. But you're right, like maybe he did drop a bunch of bombs that because he was in like the intro where they're showing like Stone Cold, John Cena, The Rock, etc. And then he was in it like one other time, I think, right? In all 6 episodes.
Yeah, and then I bet you Stone Cold was basically like, hey, I'll answer any question you have except for Deborah McMichael questions. He's like, why? Because I didn't do anything. Plus, she made me do it. Yeah. What?
She made me do it. Yeah. I hit her one time. Hit her 2 times. Drink a
I only hit her once a day for 30 days. That doesn't really count.
Someone give me an oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah. I tell you, Jeff Jarrett sucks.
Oh, my God. So, yeah, that was our review of the Vince McMahon documentary. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Husey, there's some stuff going on with the Lucha Brothers here, man. So I'm sure you've heard. I want to know because some people are blaming your boy Conan about this because basically I'm not sure if Conan was the first one to be like, the Lucha Brothers are, getting out of their deals or what. I'm not sure about all that. But basically we've had reports forever from all the dirt sheets for the last like month and a half now or however long it's been. The Lucha Bros are going to WWE. They trademark new names. They have masks being printed out. And then all of a sudden, it's like, nope, they're still under contract. And Tony Khan is extending their contracts due to injury time, which he's well within his right to do. But he did talk all that shit at the beginning of AEW and was like, I'm not going to do things like that. But he's doing it, of course, because it's the wrestling business, pal. But people are giving Conan shit, too. I've seen people be like, man, if Conan didn't say nothing, these guys would have been able to slip out seamlessly. What are your thoughts on all of this?
Well, at least it's a sign that Tony Khan is finally acting like a boss. This is not the first time he's done this. There was a thing maybe 2 years ago. I don't know if it got covered much in the sheets, but there was some type of big backstage blow up about. Did you ever remember hearing a story about how the Bucks and Kenny Omega basically give like a lecture to the rest of the roster?
Mm-hmm.
And it caused huge backstage drama. And apparently there was like 8 people, like big names, went to Tony Khan and asked for the release. And Tony said yes. But then at the last minute, he said, actually, no, you're not going. You're going to stay to the end of your deal. And he's every right to do that. So I think maybe it's a sign that it's a good sign that Tony's starting to actually act like a boss. But what is the point? He has, over 250 wrestlers that he has to, by law, keep paying them. He has to cover up all their medical needs, all that shit. What is the point of keeping people around that don't want to be there and are actively trying to leave?
I agree, dude. And especially when you talked all that shit at the beginning of AEW. Oh, we won't keep people long, like all that stuff. He's gonna pay people's fucking medical bills. He didn't do that. He's gonna pay women equally. He doesn't do that other than Monet. He's gonna all this shit. And one of the things was we're not gonna keep people here if they don't want to be here. Well, you have a slew of people who don't want to be there. You're not letting them go. I don't know, man. It's completely madness that now the narrative, as well as like from all these AEW sicko accounts, they're like, yeah, dude, he's well within his right, and they're all the same people who were doing like hashtag free Ali, free Mustafa Ali and stuff. It's bananas to me that we're gonna keep going in this cycle of just like mental illness on social media with these people.
I will only do my Tony Khan impression if there's super chats. I'll read out whatever the super chats are.
Okay,
Is it Tony Khan?
Yeah. Otherwise, you got to stick with my Mickey Mouse one. For now.
But the thing is, of course, you can't say who told me this, but it's a good source.
Yeah.
And they told me that that if you notice any time a story leaks out to the dirt sheets about how someone in AEW is a backstage problem, that's because they've asked for their release
Every time.
Yeah, and it's only then like you never the dirt sheets never reported back. Oh fuck! Do you remember the AEW pay-per-view where Danielson and Adam Cole debuted?
Yeah.
Right. Nobody ever heard about the big blow up backstage that CM Punk had at that show.
Did he have a blow up backstage at that?
Yeah, because apparently that was his first match for them and his first match in a while. But apparently his blow up was, why would they have two big debuts at the end of the show that he just had his first match at? So the point is like, so who's the main focus of this episode? And to be fair, he has a point, but also
he does have a point. Yeah,
get over yourself, you know.
Yeah, exactly, dude. It's like, come on, we're hotshot booking here. You don't get what's going on over here. Yeah. Tony's throwing money around, baby.
And of course, the sheets never mentioned that. There's loads of backstage shit you don't hear, but I did. Something else was pointed out to me that, have you noticed every time AEW has like a public failure, like the video game or the TV ratings or ticket sales, that's when stories come out of, oh, there's trouble backstage at WWE. I don't know if you've seen the latest one. Is that Jacob Fatu has hate with Triple H, and it's like, no, he doesn't.
God, man, who's saying? Like, oh my god!
Like, we all know who's leaking that story and who's telling people to report that. But it's like that's like saying that Jacob Fatu's white. Like, is it? Yeah, exactly.
You know, you goddamn liar.
Yeah, it's just a clearly made up pile of shit, and it's stupid.
It's so weird how the media, like the main media too, they're the gatekeepers too. This is why we focus on this stuff, folks, because these people like gatekeep, and they like control what the narrative sort of is too. I don't even know if it's that anymore, because it's starting to turn on these motherfuckers. But they do have, like, let's be honest, you know, like these news sources got more subs than I do and shit, so they have a bigger platform. They can spew this shit to wider audiences than I can combat against it, you know?
But did you see the thing going around of because Tony Khan has signed Lashley and Shelton Benjamin?
Yeah.
And MVP, obviously.
Yeah.
But did you see the thing going around where Meltzer was talking about how bad of an idea that is?
Yes. So I got that. Do you want me to pull that up or what? Let me do it. Guys, Hughesy's calling the shots, man, today. So we have it. Dave Meltzer, and we will play a flute for Dave Meltzer's dumb moment of the week. So
Well-
Dave Meltzer questioned AEW's talent signing strategy following the debut of former WWE star MVP with Lashley and Benjamin potentially set to join them. Obviously, they're joining him. If there's, he goes, actually, if there's, people you're going to, bring in, actually really think you want to bring in younger people like Tony Khan. They're already too old. So just buries them as far as like an overall roster. And they are, though. There's actually science behind this, and I have it somewhere in my bookmarks. There is the average age of a wrestler competing in AEW in the ring for the first time ever or whatever is now older than the average wrestler in WWE or something like that. I don't know. I saw some chart. Brandon Thirsty Thurston posted it. But yeah, Dave goes on to say, especially now because their viewership, they're running older. They've lost the younger viewership. Or maybe that's what Thurston was posting. It had to do with the viewership. I don't know. I just gloss over these things, bookmark it, then react to it live on the show, guys. I can't lie to you. I don't do my diligence here. Don't listen to me. Will best relate to younger talent. Not necessarily guys that are better. Smarter workers, because these guys are. I know they have some young guys they put on their TV like Nick Wayne, and others, but it just feels like too many guys in that age group, and MVP is just another one. And there's probably too many ex-WWE guys as well, and we've got probably 3 more coming. Shelton is not a young guy, and Bobby is not a young guy anymore, even though he looks great. And if Dave's talking about 3 more coming, is he implying Cedric Alexander is going to be with them too? Because he's been tagging in NXT recently and recently re-signed from what we heard. But anyways, though, Husey, what do you make of all this?
Well, first of all, Dave Meltzer is a great man, and I would guess that if he was going to appear on an upcoming live stream of a certain podcast, it would be happening next week. So if anyone has any cues directly for Mr. Meltzer, jump in the chat, and he will knowledgeably answer them. But on this thing, I find it interesting that Meltzer said that, because it's strange that like I like Lashley and all that, but it's like, but you're in your late 40s and you're a physical freak. How long can he keep that up? For real, like Lashley. It's well known AW do not drug test their wrestlers. Believe it or not, and this is the mad thing, Lashley in WWE was a medically tested guy. Now imagine that, when you can do whatever you want and no one's going to say shit.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, and really, Shelton Benjamin is the really, like, and even right now, if you're booking AEW, who do they wrestle? Like whose spot are they going to take? Like, this is going to cause so much fucking trouble behind the scenes.
I agree. I don't think this is a good move at all. Especially if they set this up like Swerve versus Lashley or something as the first feud. That's because it seems like MVP and Nana are crossing paths. If who knows, but goddamn, I'm happy that because they're all old. Like, I'm all good, and I'm not like, oh, they're old and washed up. I'm just saying, like, I'm all good when any of these legends. I've said it a billion times. You guys already know, but I'll say it again. I'm okay if Lashley wants to go take Tony Khan's money. Mark the money mark for some money. I'm all down with that. I'm all good. But it is weird to me that Meltzer isn't putting this over. But at the same time, I do get why, because these are WWE guys, and to him, WWE's the devil. And he can't, he can't watch his AEW become more sports entertainment-y, which is what they're doing. If you watch Dynamite, they're doing more like backstage stuff. And they're they've always done a bit of it, but this is more like, they're going in that direction. They're making a play of formatting the show different. They open with like a backstage, this guy steals something and drives off, like they're trying, so that will kill Dave if that's why he's rating their matches so he always has, but he's rating them so extra ludicrously high, because he's like hanging on to a thread here. Sorry, we diss Dave over here, okay? So
would you like to hear some scoop that I heard about Bobby Lashley, and one of the reasons why he left WWE?
Let's hear it.
Is that he was one of Vince McMahon's boys. And when you're one of Vince's guys, he will personally oversee your contract. which basically means you'll get everything you ask for without even negotiations because you're one of my guys, one of my pals. So Lashley was on some type of giant 2 to 3 million per year deal. So obviously when someone's to be re-signed, they're expecting a raise, and the current WWE basically said like not a chance.
Yeah.
And
They didn't see it in him.
yeah, and really, Lashley, I can't blame him. Like, he could go to AEW, get $5 million a year for 2-3 years, and then come back for a final retirement run if his heart hasn't exploded.
And also, Tony will let him go if he wants to take a boxing match. He can do that. If he wants to take a fight again, he can do that. If he wants to do one of these Jake Paul whatever in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia versus whoever they line up in front, they can go do some freak show fights. So yeah, I think that's the right move for him. MVP obviously, but here's the thing, man. Does this change anything in AEW? Do people start watching AEW more? Do they actually make an impact? Do we just see Lashley lose to fucking Orange Cassidy, or do they fight against the White Pool Combat Club? What do you think happens, man?
Well, I'm just interested is that the fact that Chris Jericho wasn't there, because that shit with him and MVP is very real.
Yeah.
And it's continued behind the scenes this whole time. Like, they don't like each other, and Jericho's openly Republican, MVP's openly mega Democrat. Good for him. So so they are going to clash, and who's going to keep them in line? It's not going to be Tony going, hey guys, calm down or I'll kick the shit out of the both of you.
George Capture for $10. You go ahead, Husey.
I book for the sickos and I book show to show with no long-term booking. Daddy.
Oh my God.
Best guys, Tony Khan.
That was a nice voice of a real man there.
Anthony Strano. You can go ahead with this one too.
Excuse me, I've got a cum on my mouth. If Phoenix went out, he should just choke Perry.
Yeah, legitimately though, just make Tony scared, bro. You'll get out of that deal toot sweet. He won't even sign Riddle because he's scared of Riddle, which we covered before. So Milwaukee for $5 Canadian. Go ahead, Husey, or Tony Khan, sorry.
Thank you. How long until Jericho plays politics and MVP is banished to Collision? Pretty soon. I would love to know, like, if you've seen MVP's tattoos, he's a lot of, what's the term I should use? African American historical figures over his body.
Yeah.
He's debuted right in the middle of a white Nazi skinhead faction angle.
I know, the Neo Moxleys.
Yeah, so the Yahtzee gang.
Yeah, the Yahtzee gang.
So that's going to go down well, and it's just one of those things that, again, I'm not a pro wrestling fan. I'm a backstage wrestling fan. Mm-hmm. I just can't wait to see the drama that comes, because you know it's going to happen.
Oh man, so do you think though, like, it makes yeah, I guess you're saying I don't give a fuck. I want to know like what goes down behind the scenes, and me too. I want that juice. Here's the thing though, Jericho was on the Collision, so he wasn't on the show. We've seen Guevara not be on shows with Monet. We tracked every single one. We figured out, yeah, he's not allowed on shows that Monet is in the building for. So with Guevara, with Jericho and MVP, we're gonna track it. Night one, Jericho wasn't there. I'm willing to, because that's what Tony did with Punk. He made this whole other show, and he's like, we'll just keep them separate. And it's like, that doesn't work, dude. That can only work for so long before you guys have to like do a pay-per-view together.
Yeah, and not to be mature, I'd really like to bang Thunder Rosa, but and also what I think is going to be fun to see is that MVP has zero problems speaking up. He spoke up against Vince to his face. He spoke up to Triple H about creative he didn't like. What's he going to do with Tony Khan? If Tony Khan thought that CM Punk tried to kill him by knocking over a bottle of water, then he's going to think that fucking MVP tried to Harvey Weinstein him.
Dude,
officers.
Legitimately though. Oh man, but yeah, I mean, yeah, so that's all craziness. But back to the Lucha Bros here for a second, though. They just said there was no straight answers as the motivation of extending the Lucha Bros' deal outside of AEW wanting to get the contracted amount of time out of the duo that they were signed to. So again, I just want to bring it to you for a sec. So, because you might know, do you have any insight on this? Not saying. Without naming names, but like maybe do you know anything like about this, or are they just all, is it up in the air?
I have heard from a person that there is creative already in place that may also involve that person as a type of overall story that would involve what can I say, we call it a coalitioning of two existing factions, which would be rebooted and with a sort of Godfather style thing, which was all
hold on a second. Talking in WWE, of course, right? So this is all late.
Yeah.
Amazing. I'm just
so basically, there are/were plans in place, and it will. I mean, and obviously it's been up, but I think that Penta actually is available to go.
Yeah, it's just his brother. Yeah.
Yeah, and that is a shame because they're more money together. Because especially with the WWE merch machine, like people, like if you look at the LW, they're not used well.
No.
But those wrestlers are making a lot of money from merchandise sales.
Yep.
So a lot of people would be like, "Oh, why the fuck would Jack Queen Wild want to be in WWE?" And it's like, well, because of his monthly royalty checks. That's why. Bro. He's like, "Oh, I'm not being booked today. Cool. I'll chill out backstage. I'll play the Simpsons game on my phone and
yeah, dude, I'll work out. I'll talk to the hottest girls in the world and just do my hair different and fucking
should go say hello to Triple H. Hello, boss. Love being here today. It's like no problem.
Amazing. George Capture for $5. You want this one, Tony Khan? Are you here or no?
Pretty sure that MVP can't use that name in AEW. I think he actually, I know it's a dumb thing, but see, even if he put like a M-V-P thing, he could use it. And I think Ricochet obviously can.
He owned his own shit before he came into WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but MVP, you guys are right, but he called himself on TV. I'm MVP or whatever he said during that Dynamite promo. So, yeah, exactly. It's just like Rhino. Like RHINO, Rhino owns that, but RHYNO, WWE owns that. So there's a workaround. It's just like MXM Collective, right? They were just MXM in WWE. They're called like MXM Collection or whatever in AEW, and you can work around things like that. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, so dude, I'm just picturing now how you laid out that the Lucha Bros could come in, but now that's all fucked for like at least a year. But in a year, they could still possibly do that, maybe. But it makes sense to the storyline, kind of, if you guys are paying attention to Legado del Fantasma, and if you guys are paying attention to the LWO a bit, that would totally, what Husey allegedly was fantasizing that could possibly happen, would be, I'd pop so fucking hard for that, dude. That'd be amazing.
Because there is a plan, like I don't think it's been officially announced or even officially booked, to be honest, but of a stadium show in Mexico for like a PLE.
Yeah.
Likely next year, which, like if I'm booking right now, I would say just say Cody versus Ray. Like that would do that in Mexico. It could be fucking huge.
And then Vaquer, you got that Vaquer girl. You have the Easy, dude. Your heart sank or what? I thought you were into Jade Cargill. What happened? I ain't got no type.
Listen, I'll take them both. I'm a nice guy that way. But and I've heard and remember a source told me that they had been trying to get a Bad Bunny versus Dominic Mysterio match going, which would be great. But at the same time, like Bad Bunny's, he's almost too big now because he's doing films and he's doing stadium shows. So it's like he may not be back, but that would be fucking enormous.
It would be so big, dude. Oh my god.
And apparently they also had spoken about doing Bad Bunny versus Logan Paul, which, to be honest, like that sounds ridiculous.
It does.
But think of the media coverage. Like if they did that as a tag match, Logan Paul and Dominic versus
Priest and Bad Bunny.
Yeah, like that's fucking huge.
That's huge money. And I've been saying too, the whole time Judgment Day was a thing, I was always like, Priest, they're gonna break him off and he's gonna be the biggest baby face. Like, trust me, that motherfucker's gonna be huge as a baby face when he turns back, and we're gonna get Priest and Bad Bunny team up again, like in Puerto Rico or a Mexico show. That would be amazing. But here's the thing, dude, not having the Lucha Bros, that's kind of I don't know, dude, because I think if the Lucha Bros come into WWE, they stand out above like LWO and everyone else because they have that look. Ray Phoenix can go, and yeah, they're money when they're together. I think just bringing Penta in alone isn't the move. You got to bring them both in together. But
yeah, and your guy Penta has so many different looks that they could, like the fucking toy department of WWE, whatever you call it. Yeah, like they could release like 6 of him per year. Yes. The video games, the stuff, like kids would love that type of shit. Like that's why it's a shame to see this happening. But I agree,
dude. It's such a shame.
Yeah, but I hate to say it, but wrestlers really need to start reading their contracts. Mm-hmm. Because there's too many times you hear about them going, "Oh, we signed this 4-year deal and I want to quit." It's like, but you signed for 4 years.
Yeah.
So it's like if the bosses want you, you have to do it, and there you go. And also, if Ray suddenly starts getting like unprofessional, going, "Oh, I refuse to turn up," and that could then dirty his name with other companies. So
right.
It's going to be a weird year, but
it is, man. And it's a shame, dude. And I always said that AEW should have pushed Ray Phoenix harder than they did. I was like, he could be their Rey Mysterio. I know they want to push Dragon Lee in WWE. Like, he's the next Rey Mysterio. To me, I just think it's fucking Ray Phoenix. His mask is cool. His moves are cool. I think he's a really good professional guy, honestly. Like, I don't see him being unprofessional there or anything, or having boo-boo face, but they will job him out, like, because all the dirt sheets are saying it's expected you put people over on the way out and everything. It's so funny how Tony Khan said he wouldn't do any of the same stuff, talked all that shit. We won't soil your name when you leave our company. You can keep your name, keep your music and stuff. Like, he was talking all that shit. None of it's true, obviously, but it's such a shame, man. The masks Ray Phoenix and Penta are going to sell. And like you said, dude, the toy department, and also with Penta, you can get those moments because, well, I guess, no, we're not in the Vince era, pal, but like when they did Sin Cara versus Sin Cara Negro or whatever, you could get that with Penta versus Penta Black and stuff like that. I could see them doing some shit like that. Fake Undertaker, you know? They've done shit like that. And I mean, like you said, toys, video games, all that stuff. It's just such a shame they're going to miss out on all that opportunity and money and 1 year older. But when they come in, dude, hopefully they can keep that storyline alive that you were putting out there allegedly, because that would be amazing. I'm just marking out thinking about it right now.
Yeah, and Priest may allegedly also be part of those plans as the top, maybe Andrade. I'm just saying maybe. But I would be interested to see if Tony Khan, how he uses Ray. Like, is he going to bury him? Maybe be like, well, I have an idea, Daniel. We're going to use Ray Phoenix as the flying Menendez brother, and he'll be a gay guy who killed his parents.
I'm surprised they don't have him doing like Lucha House Party shit with Commander, because they have Commander like dancing like Lucha House Party with the Private Party tag team. It's like shot, and Commander's a Lucha just hanging out with them dancing and shit. Like, and I'm like, dude, that's what WWE did with the Lucha House Party. That's fucking cringe. But I'm surprised he didn't just job him like that. But he will job him. So think about everyone who left, right? Like Ethan Page did some jobs in Ring of Honor. What's his name? Brian Pillman Jr. just was a jobber the whole time. Who else? Big Swole. He just jobbed her out and then stopped calling her. Joey Janela said the same thing. He jobbed him out and just like didn't call him or didn't really communicate with him or anything. Yeah, I just think we'll just see Ray Phoenix challenge for the international title randomly. No story, and then Ospreay will just beat him.
And then it'll be interesting to see, because the AEW fans or the Mega Mark fans, how will they react to Ray Phoenix knowing that he doesn't want to be there? Like, will they boo Tony Khan? Will they boo Ray? That's the only interesting thing that Tony Khan has done with him.
Yeah, they're already, like, you see all the sickos already defending Tony Khan. Like, he has every right. And I said it before, they're the same people dig it up and own them on Twitter. Like, yeah, you were talking shit about free this and that wrestler. One of the guys who constantly takes L's is Ibu of Wrestle Purists. Oh. This guy constantly, man, he's just like making shit up, I swear. So, before he said, so here's a tweet from him saying a while ago, we covered this on the show a while ago, but he goes, like I said weeks ago on the Wrestle Pierce channel, Tony Khan elected to not extend Ray Phoenix's contract with injury time despite reserving the right to legally do so. Ray Phoenix busted his ass for AEW. He was never somebody that caused issues, etc., etc. He offered to work more during Daly's place during the pandemic. These things matter to Tony and are the same reason why Kip Sabian has a spot on TV. And so Ibu was lying because he was misinformed because, yeah, Tony ended up fucking extending the contract. And I guess it didn't mean that much to Tony because now he's realizing, young Tony McCann, shit, this is the wrestling business and I got to actually act like a boss a little bit. So I agree with what you said much earlier, Husey. At least Tony's showing a bit of a backbone, but he's going to get dogged because he's a hypocrite for doing so now, you know?
Oh, yeah. Like, this is just the start of the trouble. We've seen how people flat out have tried to get fired. Hello, Miro. Because they can't get out of contracts. We've seen people faking injuries, not naming any Wardlow names, but we've just seen that like there's people want out because you get paid so much. You get to the point where you're financially maybe not secure enough, but financially stable enough that you can be like, right, okay, I'm gonna try my luck elsewhere because I'm not happy here. Like I really don't get why Tony won't just let them go unless he's planning to fucking do Phoenix beats Daniel Bryanson or whatever his name is this week. It's fucking ridiculous.
Oh, that shit's funny. Speaking of ridiculous, we have Tony Khan here. Tony Khan talking about regarding AEW not booking smaller venues for shows. So Fightful asked them. Thank fuck someone had the balls to ask them. But basically, they're told amenities, how nice the venue is, ease of access, parking, mailing lists, the ability to open up additional sections, and concession staff are all reasons why the company chooses to run bigger venues. So just rich guy every day is a super sweet 16. Like, I don't get it. Amenities, what does that mean? Like mirrors that Tony Khan can chop up fucking never mind, sorry, YouTube. But like, you know,
booking ideas.
Yeah, like what the fuck? How nice the venue is. Okay, so there's no nice smaller venues. I don't know what he's trying to say. Ease of access, so everyone can get to these buildings easier is what he's saying, I guess, with that mailing list. What the fuck does that have to do with the building? The ability to open up additional sections, or I guess the mailing lists of the venue. They have more people on their mailing list for come and check out this show, but they're not coming. So why would that be a factor?
Did you ever watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely.
Do you remember when Dee and one of the guys get addicted to crack? Yeah. And they had the very friendly drug dealer who would sell crack to them for the low price of $200?
Yeah.
That's what's going on with these venue owners and Tony Khan. And said, yeah, Tony, come to fucking the Giant Stadium for a Ring of Honor taping. We'll let you use the venue for a minimum of $1 million per day.
Yeah. And the staff's like high-fiving. Dude, there's no one here. Easy night at work. I only have to make fucking 30 hot dogs tonight, man. Let's go.
Tony Khan coming into a venue is like when Ace Ventura was leaving the monks in Ace Ventura 2. They're going, fuck yeah!
Yeah. They're all cheering and shit. Dude, it's amazing. Excuse me. So, we're on that RVD 420 pack over here in Minecraft. So the ability to open up additional sections, it's like, well, Tony, you draw 2,000 people. If you go to a 4,000 person building, you have the ability to open up more sections there too. And
that's why
staff for all reasons. Yeah, Tony, they're really happy when you come to town because they ain't got no fucking work to do, bro.
Have you noticed that they haven't announced the number of tickets they've sold for the Australian show?
Yeah, of course. And some guy freaked out on me, was like die white boy and all this shit, and like I'm not even white, and I'm like, dude, why are you fucking saying all this? All because I just said, I quote tweeted that the ticket sales are low, and there's still 5 months to go, but that's not why they're low, guys. They're comparing them to other tickets that go on sale in other areas and stuff. And I was like, yeah, you have to establish a market and not just put Tony Storm on a poster in order to sell tickets for this fucking giant show. It's crazy to me.
Hey, wait a minute, you're not white?
Well, I am partially, yeah, but I'm indigenous, you know? Yeah. Yeah, don't worry, bro. Yeah, I'm
I was close.
Yeah, I'm Canadian, dude. I'm native. You guys call it or no, not you guys, I guess. Americans say Native American. We're just Aboriginal or indigenous or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm also largely Polish as well, so that's I'm mixed.
Well, I accept your apology.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to justify it. Please don't hate me all the way.
But with this Australia show again, because Tony Khan buys the venue, the promoters don't give a shit. Like once I've heard allegedly that Tony will spend the money on the venue so that the actual ticket sales is inconsequential, if that's the word.
Yeah.
So he's already paid for the stadium in Australia, so nobody else is losing any money. And that's the problem. Where it's like you say whatever you want about Vince, like yeah, he shit on people's heads, but he looked at the budget.
Jesus, man, I wish I had money like this, dude. You would never fucking hear from me. There'd be no Phil and Husey show.
I would never happen. I went to see the new Francis Ford Coppola film, Megalopolis.
Yeah.
Right? And he self-financed that at $120 million. He sold his vineyard or whatever, however you pronounce that, to finance it.
Yeah.
That's and you see that and you go, you stupid fuck. That was 120 million. What are you doing? That was terrible.
Do you know how many boats and whores? 120 million.
Yeah. I could get Bruce Springsteen to live in my house.
Yeah.
Right? Like I could literally write him a set list to play during my breakfast for 120 million a year. And that's what I say with Tony Khan. It's like, do you know what you could do with that fucking money? Do you know what I could do with it? Me, Jade Cargill, Stephanie Vaquer, going to watch a Bruce Springsteen show at the hip clinic, whatever you call it. Like that's a good night out. Couple of fart boxes, couple of great songs.
Oh shit. Man, good times. But yeah, I don't know, guys. Tony fucking pinching pennies, I guess, or not worrying about pinching pennies, I guess, rather. Craziness. Speaking of craziness, dude, check this out. Swerve Strickland just confirms that AEW's going to Fox. He just says it to this dude right here on camera. So
we're about to move. We're about to get on Fox.
He just said we're about to get on Fox now.
SmackDown's leaving
because SmackDown's leaving Fox.
And then we're taking Fox.
And now we're taking Fox. And now this guy's talking like here.
And Warner Brothers. It's getting nasty.
He's like Fox and Warner Brothers we're working with now. It's getting nasty out there.
I'm TNT, TBS, and Fox. We got all three of them things. And Tony Khan lets me do whatever I want. What? And he owns the.
And Tony Khan lets me do whatever the fuck I want. And he owns the Jaguars. Like these dudes, they're literally just on the fly. Like, yo, we got this money, Mark, bro. We're gonna be on Fox. This guy lets us do whatever the fuck we want. Let's go. I can't believe he said this shit on camera, dude.
Yeah. Swerve's the type of guy who would tell people back in the day, hey, I work in the movie business. It's like, oh, really? Well, what do you do? Oh, I work Sundays at Blockbuster. It's like being on FS1 or whatever their substitute channel is not Fox. If they do get on Fox, my only thought process is Tony Khan's paying for it. If Fox couldn't make money with WWE there, allegedly, they will not make it with AEW. And by the way, this whole stuff about Fox not trying to re-sign WWE isn't true. They did. It's just that they got offered. They weren't willing to go above the $1 billion per year deal or whatever the fuck it is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's and the way Swerve is looking at that guy, it's like he's trying to make him believe him.
Dude, I know. He's like, who is that guy?
I have no fucking idea.
That's what I'm saying. Like, who's he convincing? Like, who's he just yelling this shit at? Like, is this guy gonna give him money too? No, hey man, or you're not with WWE? Oh no, man, we're with fucking AEW. We're going to Fox. Fuck SmackDown. This guy Tony Khan lets me do whatever I want, and he owns the Jags. The fuck? Like, who? What is he selling this guy? What is he telling this dude? You can get in the wrestling business too. What is this conversation? I need to know. And why was he dumb enough to say this shit on camera? Crazy to me. So, but guys, what if they are actually on Fox and not just FS1? Husey, what say you?
I would be stunned by that. Too. Like, I mean, if they do, I don't think it's going to make any more people watch it than they already were. I really don't see it happening. Like, so if they weren't happy with WWE getting the 2 million rating, why would they want somebody that hasn't had 900,000 in well over a year?
I don't know. I think FS1 though. What if they get on FS1 and they try and tout it like a W? That's just cringe, eh?
Yeah, but that's what they see. The thing about FS1, like, we don't have that over here. Is that even a big channel?
Hell no, dude. Like AEW, if they went on FS1 and they drew the same ratings they're drawing now, even for like Collision or Rampage, that will be like double the fucking numbers FS1 does typically during prime time on their channel. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like a win for FS1 kind of. It's, you know.
That being said, I will say this, that if they do get on another network, at least Tony Khan's got that stupid this, well, I'm wearing a Max hat and I want to be a WB forever. Like, Warner Brothers as a company is in the worst state it's ever been. Like, I'm 40 in December. It's never been this bad for 40 years. So for them to assume that we're to believe that to get this massive TV deal and all the success for them, it actually makes more sense that Tony would try to take the thing elsewhere.
Next, we'll see him doing interviews in like a Max hat and then a fucking FS1 shirt at the same time. He'll be.
He's such a fucking dickhead.
Oh man.
Do you think he actually rehearses how to be a dickhead, or does he just come up with it by himself?
He's just super awkward, dude. He just grew up like with nannies taking care of him and shit. He just doesn't know. He's not. There comes a period in time where you get so rich where you lose touch with fucking reality a little bit, and I don't know. It's not a bad thing if you're rich, if you're that person, but you just see, or like if you're rich your whole life. I can't even imagine what that's like. Your dad invented the bumper. Your whole fucking life, man. You just have people taking care of you. You don't know what it's like to, oh, but I went to ECW in the bingo hall. with fucking probably security guards in a limo and shit. You know what I mean? So there's no like, he just can't relate to the normal person, and that's why it comes across that way to us, like he's an alien, because he is.
I'll tell you this though, because apparently Swerve actually is getting $5 million a year now.
Dude, because exactly. So basically, Meltzer and them stooged it. They're like, it's not quite the Moxley Monet level or whatever the fuck he was saying. He's like, but it's higher than the other guys who are getting. Yeah, it's in that fucking 3 to 5. If he's getting 3 to 5 a year or whatever the deal is, easily, without question, he's in that range now, which is nuts. Because again, I don't mean to shit on Swerve, but if fucking, I don't know, if we call Diesel a flop or Bret Hart a flop back in the day, then what was Swerve? That was the worst era, the lowest rated TV, lowest attended shows ever. And I put that more on AEW, but for him to be getting, and then him to say what he said here. So actually, let's bring this up. So he goes on a rant about like how WWE undervalued him and all this shit, but it's like, who gives a fuck what they value you at? And they're just looking at it, crunching the numbers, and objectively speaking, you were the champ during the worst numbers of AEW, which is never even compared to WWE. But here's him talking some mess. I never listened to this guy, so I'm reacting to this fresh, but I did see some of the quotes.
He invited me on AB to the Apollo Theater to watch the unveiling of the evolution of the black quarterback. And Roger Goodell was there. This is at the Apollo Theater. Roger Goodell was there. I'm watching Michael Strahan on stage, Michael Vick, Jalen Hurts, all talking about the evolution.
You pause that a second?
Yeah.
I gotta be honest. See, this is basically the international opinion of America, especially when it comes to this sort of stuff. The obsession with race in America is fucking. It's really off-putting. I understand that the past is fucking horrible, but when you have Will Smith who's trying to equate slavery with not getting iRobot 2 made, it's like no offense, Will, I think slaves had it worse than you. Obviously I wasn't there when you didn't get iRobot 2, but I would assume being used as a human toilet probably worse than not getting a sequel to an underrated film. And it's just stuff like this where, like, how the fuck why is he talking about racism? What the fuck is racist about this?
I don't know, dude. I have no clue. And yeah, I live in Canada, and that's the perception too. Like it's like, dude, America's just so, I don't know. They're so like galvanized by just shit that is so silly. Their media focuses on the weirdest shit. Not to say Canada isn't bad for stuff like that too, you know, but it's just, I don't know. I wouldn't be here today if history didn't play out the way it was. Like I said, I'm mixed race. Like, yeah, real bad shit happened to my ancestors. They're like digging up my ancestors in like unmarked graves right now. That's like a thing like happening in my family and stuff, from like residential schools and stuff like that. So I get it. Like directly has affected my family. But if all the crazy shit that didn't happen, I wouldn't even fucking be here, and Swerve wouldn't be here making $5 billion, and we don't have time machines to go back. So I don't know, man. I don't know if this helps the now. People need to be focused on what helps now and makes the world better for the future. And I don't know, man. I think like hyper focusing on Vince McMahon's WWE and like how you were undervalued there, and then making it a racial thing. I don't know. To me, it's not. And we've had Marty McFlyer. He's a 2-time Grammy winner, songwriter. He comes on this show. He's my good friend. And guys, Marty will be back soon, by the way, too. He has been busy writing a bunch of potential Grammy winners. You know what I mean? So let him come on when he's got the time. You know what I mean? But he comes on and he criticizes Swerve all the time. He's like, man, he wants to do this culture shit when it benefits him, but he I don't know. He could break it down better because he actually is in the black community and culture, and he can explain it better than I can. But like in America, you know, but he shits on Swerve all the time for whenever Swerve does this stuff. He's like, dude, he just wants to do this when it's convenient, and like I don't know. He could break it. I'll have him on to break it down maybe a little better. But
the other thing is that what the problem is, you can't call WWE racist anymore. Vince McMahon is gone.
Yeah, exactly.
The boss is Nick Khan.
It's so progressive. Look at NXT. It's the most diverse and progressive fucking. That's the future. You look at NXT. That's the future of WWE, right? We've seen it play out. It's the most progressive and diverse group of wrestlers ever in the history ever assembled. So sorry, Husey, go ahead.
No, yeah, like, and The Rock is the boss. Like, so are you calling The Rock and Nick Khan racist? Like, Triple H works for them. And this is the thing that these fucking dicks don't understand, is that Triple H is the head of creative. That's his job, to write the stories and be in charge of the writers. He's not the boss of WWE. He's the visual boss because he's fucking an ex-wrestler. So that's why this whole talking about race and all that shit, that's all very well and good if you don't work for AEW, which I've seen online called always employing whites. For 5 years before Swerve, AEW was all about white guys in the main event, blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guys, putting each other over. So it's a very hypocritical thing, and that's why there's no credibility to what Swerve says. It's stupid.
Sorry to interrupt again, but you nailed it on the head there. Like, do you remember when Swerve won the title? Or I don't know if you were watching then or whatever, but Swerve won the title, and then the next Wednesday night on Dynamite, they paraded Moxley out there for winning the IWGP title in Japan, and they're like, Moxley's homecoming, and they roll out this big parade. And then they saved Strickland, who's your new AEW world champ. They put him on like fucking Collision, or the week after. It was like a week later, they put him on a show after a Miami Heat game during the rollover. And you mean to tell me you're not going to call that out about being some bullshit? Like, what did they think? Oh, we'll just send the black dudes out there right after the basketball game. Like, to me, we were laughing about that on the show. Like, that's egregious. If fucking, I don't know. Even Marty pointed out, he's like, that's ridiculous. And that's what I'm trying to say, is that if you're going to call anything out, there's people in my Discord who are like, Tony KK Klon and stuff is what they call him, you know? Like, people point that shit out more heavily than I do. For sure. But I don't know, dude. I think, and I don't blame Swerve for being in the lowest viewed era of AEW. That's well on Tony Khan and the promotional machine and everything. But yeah, let's listen to what Swerve has to say. And a lot of people jumped on his ass about this, but other wrestlers were like coming to his defense. One in particular who was an NIL talent who got fired by WWE during the pandemic. And he's like, they pulled the rug out from under me and shit. Here, his name's
EJ,
Lucha, yeah. So I wasn't even familiar with him, but dude, they laid off everyone. They mostly lay off the NIL people too. Like, everyone on that Next Gen show, other than like one person, has been laid off. They made a whole fucking TV show about them. You know what I mean? So I don't know if this guy was like an NIL guy, was signed for like 2 years, and then like it was a racial thing with him, and also that's Vince's NXT. That's famously when Vince took over NXT. And also it was during the pandemic when everyone got released. They were releasing Bray Wyatt and shit like that, dude. So I don't know. But anyways, here's Swerve.
All these like struggles that the black quarterback went through, and that like coaches in the league, the infrastructure really thinking like the black man is not capable of playing quarterback because they're not smart enough to call plays and do these things and stuff. And talking about like, he's not.
Maybe that happened in football, though. I can't even speak on that. I don't know if there were a bunch of coaches like, I don't know about that. Because a lot of quarterbacks are white. Let's be honest. So don't know about that one. But
he shouldn't be paid this wage. He's above market value. And I'm sitting here like, man, there was an article like a month ago about me getting my new contract, one of the highest contracts in wrestling. Recently, and I'm paid above market value. I'm like, these are like 50 years apart, and we're still having.
But you are paid above market value because no one else would give you that amount of money, bruv. So that's literally what all that means. Even if you were white, Swerve, I'm telling you, people would go. If right now, Orange Cassidy someone's like, we're giving him $2 million. That's above market value, right, guys? We can all agree. So, bro, everyone in AEW gets paid above market value because no one else in the market can pay you that much, and there's no objective data. Dude, there's no objective data that can prove that you are actually worth that much as far as looking at ticket sales, television ads, what we do know from the private company. Now, unless Tony's secretly making $5 billion a year and we don't know about it just through AEW, then then just objectively speaking, bro, it has nothing to do with, if we're just looking at names and numbers here, you know what I mean? So it is, I don't know, man, that it's kind of frustrating to hear him say this.
Having the same conversations.
Right.
So I like, we're still like that's what AEW is beautiful for, and that's what I'm proud to be there, because it's like we're shaking the foundation again like they did 50 years ago. And we're doing it now with pro wrestling. And if I got to be the person to do that alongside Tony Khan, and we stand still, we stand strong, I'm like, no, that's our world champion, that's the lead of our company at this moment, and he's going to be the face of the franchise for years to come, and I'm riding with that.
So is Swerve the face of the franchise for years to come? Is that what he's the dude, he's the face of AEW then, I guess, for years to come? He's their Cody Rhodes is what he's sort of saying here, and he's stooging out the TV deals. What's going on?
Is there any actual proof of people saying that he's above market value? And the thing is, even if it was said, they weren't saying it about him. They were saying it about the AEW pay scale, because there's people from AEW who will go to make indie dates and they're like, yeah, sure, I could do it for 20 grand. And they're like, 20 what? We can't give you 20 grand. And it's like, oh, well, that's what Tony cut. Well, that's what I would work for, because AEW is overpaying everybody. All the whites are being overpaid too, Swerve.
Yeah.
So it's not just fucking that you are specifically being focused on. Problem is, people will get in your head and they will tell you what you want to hear to get you offended. Like this is such a dumb, fucking frustrating issue, and plus, is he really trying to say that WWE doesn't have any black millionaires?
No, dude, they made a bunch, of different, all kinds of colored millionaires. You know what I mean? So
like fucking New Day are all millionaires.
Bro, yeah.
Lashley was
Lashley,
Lashley had one of the biggest contracts in WWE, thanks to Vince personally. And I just think that it's I get why he would be frustrated, and I understand why he would be putting his own company over, because they're paying him millions. But I think on the bigger picture, he's not really that informed on the issue as he may think he is.
Yeah, they said the same thing about Garcia too. Oh, he's overvalued. It was like the same article, and it's because I guess like WWE don't want to pay Garcia the $500,000 probably Tony Khan's paying that kid. So what do you expect? Robbie C became a new member. Nice, dude. Robbie C, let's go.
Long time Keeping It 100 subscriber, and also a subscriber to Hughes Entertainment. Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. Robbie C, dude, when I had like 10 subscribers, he was one of them. You know what I mean? He's been rocking with me since the beginning. So obviously he has great taste. So shout out Robbie C. We're floating in the same circles here, dude. Yeah, and then this guy,
not gay.
Yeah, not gay. Not in the gay way.
No Diddy.
Unless you're into that sort of thing. And then by all means, help yourself.
Not that there's anything wrong with it.
So EJ Naduka, though, he's like, say it louder for the people in the back. Other side refused to give us opportunities. But like, why does who is this guy? I've never even heard of him till now. And then he went on and on and on. I'm not going to read this whole thing. He gave us a novel. Jesus. And I'm not, came into this industry from NFL. Okay, bro, they cut NFL guys all the time. They pulled the rug from underneath my family and I. Yes, it sucks that you gambled on yourself, took an opportunity to move somewhere, and it didn't probably, and then it didn't work out in the wrestling world, bro, Not to be like, oh, suck it up, Buttercup, but none of that happened because you're a black dude, I assure you. Or maybe Vince is walking around like, because there is the stories he thinks he thought the one dude was Shelton Benjamin or whatever, so there are those stories. But I just don't think it's like now you're just talking in hindsight and like you're going hard at WWE when this is like an old issue. I just feel like this is Even
Yeah.
Vince too. He put the title on black dudes and stuff. It's not like there's it wasn't that, bro. It's just that you probably, no offense, you just weren't that good to where you weren't progressing as fast as some of these other guys. Look at Tiffany Stratton in 1 year. She's main roster ready. You're there for 2 years and I never even fucking heard of you, bro. And they released a bunch of people during that time. And I'm not hating on you, but goddamn, that's the truth. And he's being paid by Tony too. He's on the roster, I believe, in ROH or something. So
Yeah, I think he was in MLW, if I remember his name. But the thing is with one of the things that was a shame when you look at Big E.
yeah,
He was supposed to have a much bigger, longer run, but he just got completely fucked over by the fact that his run really began as the world was reopening, but also so was Monday Night Football. So people were like, "Why would I go to a WWE show? I'm going to the fucking NFL." I've been stuck in the house for 2 years. Like Big E versus John Cena was supposed to happen at WrestleMania, and Big E was supposed to go over. Like, he was meant to be champion for a long time, but it sucks. He get fucked over, and it's nothing to do with race. It's just to do with horrible timing.
yeah.
And then of course his fucking broken neck, which shut everything down.
You're right. Husey, man, are you hanging out with me for a while, or you got stuff to do, or what's up, man? How you feeling?
I give about 20 more minutes, and then I really got to go whack off. Go to bed.
Sounds good, man. Yeah. What time is it over where you're at?
11:43.
Yeah. So over here it's 4:43. So, goddamn, I got a whole world ahead of me tonight, and yeah. So big time difference there, guys. Everybody, give it up for Husey as well for doing this in the chat, man. Make sure you guys are hitting that like for Husey coming and doing this show.
Yes.
But yeah, so I don't know. Let's talk about some stuff, man. Speaking of Husey, speaking of crazy ass cokeheads and Tony Khan and Husey and Jose Canseco no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, this freak. So Anthony Bowens posted, like, I think these four just need to sit back in their rocking chairs and watch the Scissor King win the home run derby, right? So Anthony Bowens, he's in the, what are they called again? The Acclaimed, and they do the Scissor Me Daddy, and he hits a home run. He was like famously, not famously, but he was infamously a baseball player before he joined AEW. Jose Canseco comments underneath, and I don't know, what are they doing? Are these guys like scorn lovers, or are they like fucking gonna work a match in AEW or something weird? I don't know, but what does it mean to be the Scissor King? Sounds gross. Everyone goes at Canseco. Anthony Bowens quote tweets it and goes, "It means having 80,000 people scream your catchphrase at the biggest scissor party on earth at Wembley Stadium, you bitch." And then I think Canseco, who is a freak, don't get it twisted, guys. Canseco is freaky. He, I think, responded again, but he was like, what did he say again? He said some pretty wild shit. I swear I bookmarked it. But what are your thoughts on this, Husey, as I look through these bookmarks?
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. He said something like, "We'll see on October 6th," or some date in October, which I have no idea what that means.
Okay, so Tony Khan's got some sort of plan for a match or something like that.
So it's all a work, is it?
I guess, dude. There was something else. Let me see if I can't dig this up here. There was something about Jose Canseco. He responded and said some almost like churchy type shit or something. I don't want to misspeak and misquote him or anything like that, but he said something. You're not an athlete, you're an actor. You'll be right back in your spandex after October 5th. Fuck does that mean? So then this guy goes, "Mr. Canseco, your mom is a hoe. You're a shithead." That's it.
Roasted.
Funniest shit of all time, man. Yeah, I don't know. So October 5th, what's going down there? They're going to fight on Dynamite in Oakland or something.
Yeah, there probably is going to be some type of fucking, unless he's part of MP. It's MVP's bringing in Jose Canseco.
Oh, man. Holy shit, dude. That'd be fucking hilarious. I got another. We were talking about Swerve, but he goes, Sorry, I wanted to read this before, but he goes, they only complain when a black person gets paid. I will say that. We shake the foundation of things like that. So yeah, whatever, fucking ever. We already talked. I'm getting that out of the bookmarks. Annoying shit. So Ricochet says that he would never have gone to WWE if AEW existed years ago. And he's like, I got lucky. I had a pretty decent deal going in. It wasn't like that's kind of what drew me there was the deal with WWE was too good to turn down. If AEW was even a thought or a plan or anything, I for sure would have went that direction for sure.
Listen, I understand that someone would say that when you hear about the kind of money he's getting. Like, he's getting that $5 million a year type money. So I would praise Tony Khan's little baby ears as well, because you know he listens to that fucking podcast. So I understand that he's doing that, but shut the fuck up. Like, is it part of the contract that AEW people have to talk about at WWE at all times? Because it's honestly the only time they ever get any type of like media attention.
Yeah, so speaking of which, Jeff Jarrett, AEW legend, implies Netflix was trying to hurt Dynamite's viewership by releasing the Vince McMahon series today. So Jarrett as well saying, hey, they're trying to hurt us by releasing this doc burying WWE. I don't get it.
Yeah, and also, here's the thing. Netflix is an international, worldwide thing. It's not just only in America.
Right.
What hurts AEW is the pointless, illogical booking.
Exactly.
The lack of stories, the fucking the super, yeah, like the super insider fucking references. Like, listen, I'm a huge Marvel nerd, but I remember going to see Doctor Strange 2 with the casual fan of Marvel. And they were clueless, and I'm watching, going, "Oh fuck yeah, that's referencing the Immortals TV show. Oh, that's from the game show, and that's from for the video game, and that's from the animated What If. That's what they're talking about." And they're going like, "What the fuck is What If?"
Are you talking about? Yeah, I'm the same way, dude. I literally forced my girl to watch everything ever MCU ever. Made her watch every single second of it, so she was on my level.
Yeah, and that's the thing, that AEW is so marky and nerdy that it made me cool. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? I can name you hundreds of X-Men, but AEW is the thing that I'm too cool for.
Yeah, dude, it's so true. Oh man, that's just it too. In elementary school, bro, I would name like 50 X-Men, and people would be like, "Are you retarded? Like, what is wrong with you?"
Like, yes, but Mr. Sinister looks cool.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Oh man, shit's hilarious. But yeah, dude, you're right. AEW's like, well, speaking of, we'll go stick with the theme of wrestlers. Like, they signed to AEW and then they just lose their shit and start defending the company and defaming the other one. And someone pointed it out, well, first off, someone pointed out in the chat, Ricochet would have never met his wife if he never went to WWE. So that's funny. But secondly,
he never would have stuck his fingers up his arse on camera.
Oh, come on now.
Or maybe he would have in AEW too.
Isn't that what they do there? Kenny would have did it for him. So, no, I love, shout out Kenny Omega, though. I'm a big fan. But the Breakfast Club. So both Swerve and Monet go in the Breakfast Club, and all they talk about is WWE the whole time, basically. So there you go. But Monet says, after the way the WWE has been treating me, I don't know. I don't think so. So she'll never return to WWE after the way AEW has been treating her. So
now, I can translate that for you.
Yeah.
WWE will never bring her back because they'll never meet the salary she can make from Tony Khan.
And give her a tour bus. She has a tour bus. She gets her own writers. She gets her own everything, dude.
Yeah, WWE want you to do these little things like be worthy of the money you're being paid. She's been exposed as such a non-draw that realistically, I don't think she's worth $500,000 if she came back to WWE, and even at that, she's fragile. Like she gets injured, Like that's why if you look at CM Punk, spoiler alert, don't expect to see him around much after next week or whatever the show is.
You think Hell in a Cell he's going to get hurt again?
Well, I think there's going to be some type of angle that's going to take him off until maybe that a Saturday night's main event.
Yeah.
Then he'll be back for the Rumble and they'll start up Punk versus Rollins, all that shit. Yeah, because WWE knows that there's these people that are valuable in small doses, and she is not. Her AW run has been a fucking disaster.
Dude, for Bad Blood, I don't know what you're doing for it live, but if you even for 10 minutes want to hop on the live and cut a promo, I'll be watching it live. I don't know if you're gonna watch it after, but you're more than welcome. Just throwing that out there. Whenever there's a PLE, I just watch it and talk shit and review it throughout and do my picks. Usually I go clean sweep too. The last couple events, AEW and WWE, I've been like clean sweeping them, picking every outcome. I even predicted Moxley's Neo Moxley turn there and everything. But yeah, dude, I don't know. She goes, I feel like I have the best relationship with AEW right now, and it's legit, boss. I'm living my dreams, and it's the best place I've ever been, mentally, and physically, and to be able to have new dreams, like Mandalorian, She didn't say that part. After being in the industry for 14 years, it's the best feeling in the world. So AEW is my home right now. So yeah, I don't know. Right now she keeps saying, but she's like, I don't know. I don't think so. But she will one day. She wants that Hall of Fame one day. Everybody does.
Yeah, no, she get nuclear backstage hate for that. I mean, remember she said, I know I'll go back to WWE someday.
Mm-hmm.
So now because basically, if you have a fucking psychopath like Mr. Bean there, who will pay you $5 million a year just to pretend to be his friend, I would keep that going. You would see me wrestling into my 60s. I'm like $5 million a year.
Fuck, sorry. I'd be out there like wooings.
Yeah, that's why it's amazing the Ric Flair thing didn't work out.
I know. What happened with that? His mushroom energy drink. Woo! Oh my god. So MVP says, I promise you will love what I have in store for you. Please stand by. And this is in regards to his AEW run, so hopefully. Here's Tony Khan, though, just being a fucking cringe lord. Are you guys ready? Here we go. Here we go. Let's watch this. So I think he brings Monet out. This is at the last Dynamite. He's introducing her and they're booing her. And this is what they do at AEW shows. So if you go to their TV tapings, I guess they're live. And what they do is like at commercial break, man, you guys will know Aubrey's out there, Aubrey Edwards, like trying to pop the crowd. And they're like, what do you guys think of Aubrey? And then they'll chant, the marks will cheer. Ugh. And then dude, Kenny Omega and the Bucks got on the mic in a commercial break or in between the Dynamite Rampage setup. And they were like, the last Dynamite I went to, and they were like, and remember, guys, cheer for the wrestlers, like even the ones you don't like. Make sure you show them love because they come out here and put on a good show for you too. That's what they fucking tell the people. But on TV, Monet is a dastardly, slimy chicken shit heel with a heater. So Tony Khan comes out at commercial break or whatever this is, and he's like, everybody welcome the face of TBS. And they're all just like, boo, you fucking suck, and so does she. He doesn't get it. Like, bring out the hot girl that everyone loves who can shoot the fucking T-shirts with the cannon or something. Like, do something, man. It's crazy. He has no idea what the fuck he's doing. He doesn't know how to read a crowd. He doesn't have any sensibility. He's like, the people are gonna love this. It'll be great. And then he goes out there, the face of TBS. Aren't you all gonna love this? And they're all like, dude, we fucking hate her. She fucking sucks at wrestling. Why didn't you sign Stephanie Vecquer?
Look at how confused he looks and the confusion in his eyes. He's like, what the fuck? My daddy's not going to enjoy this.
It's crazy. Look at him. Whoa! Whoa! I love it. Here, let's watch. They're booing her out the building, and he's like, huh? Look what I got.
Why is she called CEO? Is it the cunt at every opportunity?
The money. It's all about the money, Husey.
It's so dumb. It's so, oh, fuck.
Man, so there's another moment where I don't know if I put it in my sicko folder, but he's fucking dancing with her, dude. I got it here. We'll find it. Phil Marks Bookmarks Uncanny. Or the good finds, man. It's just a disgusting, filthy, horrible place to be. You don't want to be in Phil Marks Bookmarks. Yeah, so look at this, dude, right here. Oh shit, I skipped. Here it is, right here. So let's fucking watch this, dude. He does the Monet dance, the CEO.
Jesus Christ.
We're watching it again, guys. We're suffering through it one more time. Hold on.
You know what? I'm not even kidding you. She's married now, or she's single, right?
Yes. Recently.
I'm telling you, she's gonna end up marrying Tony Khan.
Do you think, dude?
I'm telling you. Because I don't think he knows what sex is. I want to know what sex is. And so she's going to marry him. There's not going to be a prenup signed, and they're going to get divorced within 6 months. She'll mention his nose beer or whatever the thing, and she's going to take him for
his nose nachos.
There you go. And Monet's going to take him for billions.
Dude, I could see that. Like, she like marries him, but like won't touch him or fuck him. You know, it's like one of those.
Yeah, so call him a racist.
It's like the movie Saving Silverman, and the Young Bucks are like, "We gotta save Tony." Oh my god, dude, that is fucking amazing. Oh, wow, dude. Holy shit. I need to keep this one in my bookmarks here because that's going in the next video I do for you guys. Cringe overload. Here, Husey, I got you for one more. I know you got to get out of here. I appreciate you so much for hanging out. So I quote tweeted this and said cringe overload. So what happened was WWE posted a fucking tweet, right, that said Mia Yim is looking for retribution against whoever. And retribution, of course, is that bad faction that her and Dijak and Mace and all those people were in. You remember that, right, Husey?
How could I ever forget? You of course have heard what the original plan for that faction was.
What was that?
They were meant to be some type of Antifa group, but then Fox came to them and said, "What the fuck are you doing?" So Vince was like, "Well, Mad Max it is then, damn it."
It's an easy switch, really. It's
they're the same thing.
They're the same thing. Bunch of dirty hippies hitting each other in the head with metal objects, pal. So
Mad Max people love pro wrestling.
That's why we've done this gimmick 12 times before.
Fuck Saturday.
So fucking Dijak responds to it, and he does this thing like the ratio. He ratios people, right? And he goes, "Seek this ratio." And then Piper Niven goes underneath and goes, "You should seek the dirt sheets." Oh, wait. That is so fucking funny, man. I can't believe that she even said that, and that's such a good, and you know she's serious. Like, so then he responds, "It was the Retribution reference. Me and Mia were in a group called Retribution is poorly received." Obviously, she knows Dijak. Holy shit. And Dijak's the guy who ratios all these people. You'd think he would take a fucking joke, but he takes that shit personally because he was doing that shit from Husey, I need to know if you know anything about it from any sources or anything like that. Was Dijak yapping a sheets? Because I've talked to motherfuckers and like that's what he was doing, but I'm not going to go out there. I've personally seen him DMing with a dirt sheet. I've seen the screen grabs personally, a bunch of them. And he's not like stooging, yeah, Vince is doing this and this, but it's more or less what he did in all the interviews after he left WWE. He's just spilling his guts out, telling them more than they're even asking. You know, like Alfred Kono, I was talking to him privately. He's like, man, Dijak was just fucking letting it all hang out there. I didn't even have to. It was amazing. I was like, yeah, he just told you everything. And yeah, I seen Tex personally when he was T-Bar or whatever the fuck with a dirt sheet, not sap, but I won't say which one it was, but I seen it myself. So I know he was DMing it up with them. Now, was he giving them bad information or good information? Who fucking knows? But Husey, I want your thoughts on it.
Yeah, no, it's true. He was given what's known, oh God, I forgot the term, integrity test.
Mm-hmm.
Where basically that's the thing you do where you'll tell 8 different people a different story each. And if one of these stories leaks out to the dirt sheet, it's like, well, then obviously it was person number 6 leaked the story, and that's what happened, and that's why they dropped him, which was weird because he's one of Triple H's boys. So and apparently it was Triple H's call that said, well, you have to go because like we can't fucking trust people who are going to be run. Like, what the fuck is in it for wrestlers?
I don't know, man. They'll cover me good. They'll say they'll always give me that I'm in the news. Or it's just people who like to yap a lot because people are fucking narcissists now because of social media.
Yeah, and the thing that was so weird, because I buy the video games, I think it was the one last year, or maybe it was the one this year, he had a specifically updated entrance for free, and I always thought that was a really weird choice that out of everybody in the game, Dijak specifically got updated.
Yeah,
which kind of made me think something big's coming for him, and then of course instead he's back working the indies.
So yeah, guys, I don't know. I think that it's just like a commonly known thing, and yeah, he was given the smell test basically. Like they float some bullshit out there purposefully. And whoever, you know what I mean? Whoever it gets back to, you know somebody's telling or whatever. It's an integrity test. But then Piper goes, I know, just trolling Teehee. But obviously it was a real joke and he took it personally. And then Sap comes in. And now it makes me think he was talking to fucking Sap. But he comes in and hear me out. I think both of you should seek out the dirt sheets.
Yeah, well, yeah. I think he should seek out a fucking haircut. And yeah, I can't say that. I can say this. In fact, no, I can't say it, but you're probably never going to see a Piper Niven and Matt Riddle duo.
Okay, well, what are you saying here? You're never going to see them in the same room together again?
I can't say anything. I've heard stuff.
Okay, but so we're never gonna see Riddle and Niven basically probably in the same company again, type shit.
Potentially, and it's kind of a mad story, but yeah, I've said enough.
Okay, dude, you're gonna have to come back with some updates or something sometime on that. Well, for real, because you always come in and you drop little nugs, man, that are just that are amazing. The Rabbit Wolverine LC Killer 17 says, to be honest, I don't want Mercedes back to WWE. And Phil, only 65 likes. Guys, there's 100. There's been like almost 200 of you watching throughout. There's 176. Husey's got to go, but run those likes up to 100, please and thank you, especially for Husey. Run those likes up to 100, and then I won't ask you anymore. But even if you're fucking hate watching, there's like 180 of you watching, only 65 likes. Shame on you. Sorry, Husey.
What the fuck is up with people who don't drop likes?
I like shit that I disagree, and like if it's like, fuck this video, I still hit like personally, and you know why? Because I know someone put effort in a fucking creative.
I subscribe to not every single YouTube channel, but I'll subscribe to people's channels. I've subscribed to nearly 400 YouTube channels, and whatever's the top 3 at the time that I happen to go on, I'll go, right, I'll drop likes just because.
Yeah.
That's one of the things with Keep 100. They have, it's coming up to 63,000 subscribers, and
yeah.
we're lucky if we can get more than 50 likes on a video.
That's crazy, dude.
And it's like, what the fuck's going on?
Let me help you motherfuckers with that too, dude. I'm a YouTube wizard, bro. Me and you got to chop it up about that shit. I don't mean to like flex online, but like I could flex off air to you. I could flex and show you what I do and shit, bro. You see it. But dude, I just beg for 100 and then I shut up. Even if there's 250 people watching, I'll let the chat beg for the rest, but I'm like, get me to 100 likes and I'll shut up. You know what I mean? I'll stop asking you guys. It's the free way to support the channel. And what Husey said's right. You got to run those goddamn likes up. And I appreciate you guys, man. The PWT chat always turns out. But speaking of like channels and stuff you got going on, Husey, tell the good folks one more time what you got going on, what you're doing. You work with, because some people too were like, who is this guy and shit like that? And I'm like, fucking man, come on, it's Husey. Like maybe I'm old now. I'm turning 33 soon. I ain't that old, motherfucker. But yeah, Husey, just let the good folks know what you got going on, man.
Yeah, so one of my roles is I have my own YouTube channel, Hughes Entertainment. It's a heavily diverse catalog of interviews from people from the pro wrestling world. I'm the guy that got Francine to open up about the time Vince McMahon pretty much assaulted her backstage.
Yeah. Crazy, man.
Yeah. That silly woman. I wonder what she wore to deserve it.
And shout out Francine, man. I love listening to. I'll listen to clips of her show and stuff like that. I like tapping into it.
Yeah. So the She's Entertainment. I've got a. Ironically, I'm on a wrestling show now. I've got Vince Russo will be coming on soonish for a good funny app of the cast. But I also edit for Keep the 100 official, which is Conan Disco Inferno's YouTube channel. I deserve way more. In fact, I deserve all the credit because it's very hard to get those guys to speak about anything over 70 seconds long.
Yeah.
And they know that people want longer conversations, and they're like, I don't care, bro.
Yeah, I always go the hot news. People want, as Conan would say, we got the hot news, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, people want the hot news, man, and they like hearing Disco and Conan talk about it, you know?
Yeah, this is what a Conan clip was like, where he'd be like, hey, bro, I heard about some drama backstage in AEW. Oh, really? Did you? Yep. So anyway, Conan, I was watching baseball last night, and you go, wait, whoa, go back to the drama. And that's what I need. That's what I wish I was there to go, wait, stop, expand, and then move on, instead of just 57 fucking stories back. Anyway, I've really got to go. There's something wrong with my stomach, I must say.
Okay, well, Husey, thank you for being here, chat. Everyone I'm going to hang out with you guys for a little while longer, but everyone give Husey a good round of applause for coming here. And Husey, I'll DM you, man. Let's chop it up. And like I said, dude, you're welcome to the Bad Blood stream too. I don't know if that's your thing to hop on live while the event's going on, but I usually knock a few back and just talk with the chat and stuff. So
I think we're going to be in Dublin for that one because the Fugees are on tour soon. Amazing. So I'll be, I think the medical term is cunted.
Okay, Husey, thank you so much, man. I'll give you a shout. I'll give you a DM. Peace. Oh, man, Husey's the man. I appreciate that so much. So, guys, how was that? Chat, give it up for Husey. Run those likes up to 100. Amazing. Husey will be back again, man. That's my guy. I'll fucking do a whole show with that guy every week. I'm not even kidding. I love him so much. I love hanging out with that dude. And, appreciate him tuning in. And, fun times, man. Here, what do I got for you? I got a lot to get to. I'm going to hang out with you guys. Let's go let's go another hour. I don't know. Some of you just got here. The replay will be uploaded. We went early today, guys, because I got to touch some grass. Me and my girl are going to watch some movies and stuff like that, you know, tidy up around here a bit. But, And Alt Jake as well. So Alt Jake, actually, I could send Alt Jake a link. Maybe he'll come in here right now. And why don't we do that? Alt Jake is the man. I like flowing off him too. And he's going to be here for the Bad Blood preview show on Wednesday. And I invited Alt Jake back for Saturday. So there you go. I don't premeditate like, I should do this and then a solo show, then this. I kind of don't think about it. And I think that's what makes the show like good, because it's never just like over planned to where you guys know I have some agenda really in mind. I'm just shooting the shit. So, so I actually invited Alt Jake back twice this week, and he might come back on a third time. Let me throw out an invite, and let me catch up with the chat, see what you guys are saying as well. And that's just amazing. And Husey too. He's like, bro, I can go like 30 minutes today for real. And, he's like, well, actually, I can go 60. And then it becomes, I'll stay an hour and a half, damn near 2 hours. He's hanging out with us. Amazing. So here, I'm just going to hit up Alt Jake. And I think I need a soda water too. But yeah, you guys enjoyed that or what? Husey rubs some people the wrong way, and I know that some people are like, I don't get it, but trust me, you guys, I've never steered you wrong yet, right? So just continue to trust me on this journey, and you're gonna get more quality shows like that. That was maybe one of the best hour and 45 ever in PWT history, right there, in my opinion. So yeah, 3-way, that's good. So yeah, Alt Jake, man, I sent you the thing. All together, yeah, we'll get Husey and Alt Jake together. If on the Bad Blood stream, if Husey shows up, then yeah, Alt Jake will be there too, and we'll get it popping. So yeah, sorry guys, transitionary period. While we are transitioning, and I get myself a soda water, and I send Alt Jake a link. We have another guest who decided to pop in, and he's got an update for us actually about the current state of the pro wrestling industry.
I look and see it's not just me. So many others have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. They call us problem child. We spent our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. Let me get wild! Yay!
All right, people tuned back in for the Jericho. So there we go. Good stuff. Okay, so we're going to go more traditional now. We kind of jumped all over the place. That was fun. Hey, Husey was sort of bringing things up, and I was like, hold on, I got this here. We'll hit a sickos. We'll hit a flute. We'll jump all over. We won't do it. Now, guess what, folks? We're going to do it traditional style. I got WWE news. I got more AW news. I have, what else do I got, guys? I got some sickos, a bunch of Meltzer. So let's hang out for a while, man. I ain't doing nothing. And, but I am going to smoke this Perry Pack in Minecraft. Make sure you're hitting that like. Make sure you're hitting subscribe if you're not. And also on the other channel, youtube.com/@prowrestletimes. Subscribe to that, even if you don't watch my videos on that channel. Just subscribe to it, okay? That's the long form stuff. And, yeah. And you notice the Clips channel, I'm trying new shit out. I'm trying to diversify our bonds, as Wu-Tang would say, right? And Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with, that's for sure. So, I've got another Red Bull, and let's get into this thing. So, Cardi, I'm going to play this. I'm going to play the volume low. I know they're going to Don Stevens it, but Cardi, here's to the streets. Cardi B's going to be at SummerSlam. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but yeah, she's going to be there, and it's 2 nights. This is next year. 2 nights. SummerSlam is officially 2 fucking nights, and it is in New Jersey. Now, I've never been there. Me and my girl want to go to a 2-night SummerSlam. That's a plan of ours, big time. And I don't know if that's the one, though, going to Jersey. Unless, though, I could make a trip out of it and go see like Kevin Smith's Smodcastle Cinemas and that sort of thing as well, because that is actually something we should do. And I'm going to tell her that because that would be because those are two things I want to do, both in Jersey. Anyways, Sean Spears on returning to WWE as Sean Spears and not Ty Dillinger. He said, it means a good deal to me not to take anything away from the Ty Dillinger thing, only because the way I got the name Ty was pretty special to me. He said, Dillinger I got from John Dillinger, obviously, who was the famous bank robber. And then he said, Dusty gave me Ty. But he said it was a conversation and they asked me, how do you want to proceed? Do you want to go back to doing Ty Dillinger or do you want to do this new thing, Sean Spears? And he had a choice. So fuck yeah, WWE for giving him the choice. And he hasn't done a whole shitload in NXT, but he's providing information, knowledge, helping get guys over, teaching them things, you know. And I always said in AEW that chairman gimmick was a great gimmick and it didn't get the proper push or due that it deserved, you know. Got to take a swig here, guys. So I'm going radio silent. Okay, so shout out Sean Spears, though. Hopefully he gets to lock it up with Cody again. So Fightful Select asked the question. Remember, Husey was on the show, and he said, we heard about, or he's like, dude, I'm hearing there's going to be a 2K25 TNA included in the game type thing, which they should fucking do. But Fightful asked, man, and kudos to Fightful, honestly, for I don't know who's in charge of this, but they've been asking some real shit. Like they've been asking these little mark questions that I'm always interested in. So shout them out for that. I know you guys are like, oh, come on. I can't do the impression. Sorry, guys. We're going for a while here. Oh, come on now, Phil. It's not very fair putting over Fightful now after they blocked you. Yeah, guys, 100 likes too. Round of applause for the chat. Everybody watching. Thank you. Oh, do you know what I didn't do that I have to do live on the fucking show? I don't know if I'll be able to live on the show. I told you guys, did you guys hear that? I told you I'd get you a yeet sound effect, and I didn't do it. I got to clip one from Jay, so I'll do it for the next show, I promise. Anyways, though, they asked him, if WWE wanted to have wrestlers from TNA Impact and WWE 2K25, they would need approval from TNA, would need to sign a separate agreement with 2K WWE to make it happen. No shit. Ladies and gentlemen, joining me on the show now, quickly becoming one of our favorite guests, one of our favorite, people to join the show, just randomly, miraculously, if you will. Chris Jericho. I'm just joking. It's all Jake.
that was good. You got me with that one.
All Jake. I bet people fucking... I bet people tuned out when they saw Jericho's.
Or if they watch like me, they'll be like in the kitchen, like, "Oh, come on, no!"
Yeah, dude, that is hilarious. Okay.
Oh man.
But yeah, what do you think about TNA? Do you play the 2K games or what, guy?
I wish I did. I used to as I've gotten older and less time. I just don't have the time for video games. If I had it, I absolutely would. But I think it's really cool if they can incorporate TNA in it. I heard you talking about the interview with Spears and Chris Van Vliet. I just watched that yesterday. That was a great interview. He seems really happy.
I was gonna say the chat's like, yeah, you can't do that to us twice in a shift.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, I got some other ones too, man. I've been cooking. I've been home and cooking. Okay, so
I catch myself singing The Youth Gone Wild every now and then,
bro. I know. Is that not catchy? How I fucking I don't know how that worked. Yeah.
On Paramount Plus, they've got a little 3-episode mini docuseries about it's about 80s like hair metal and glam metal, and I'm a big documentary guy and a big music fan. And
me too.
When they got to Skid Row, that song started playing in the background, but the real song, I popped so hard. I was dying laughing. I hadn't heard the real version in 10 years. I was dying. It was great.
Do you know what I was listening to last night or the night before? I can't remember, but and I was looking up videos of just funny videos of. I went down a rabbit hole a bit just because it's every now and then you just can't help yourself. Fucking Steel Panther. Do you ever listen to them?
Yeah. Not in a long time, but yeah.
She's got the eyes of the panther. That shit's hilarious, man. They're so funny on stage too. But yeah, no shit. Fightful not breaking any news there, but sort of they asked the question, you know, that Husey, hello. Alt Jake, were you listening in? What do you think about Husey on the show? Was that a fun
Oh man,
time?
he's great. He's fantastic. I love the counteract, the dueling Tony Khans. That should you guys should like make a video or something of that with you doing yours and him doing his. It's like the duality of Khan.
Dude, I find myself wanting to do his, right? Sometimes now, and I'm like, but I can't bite it. Right. So but my Tony's been like getting unhinged a little bit. Oh, it's great. So I feel like his is like the perfect cell form of my Tony. Like my Tony eventually gets to that level with the unhingedness. So he's like a peak in a future Tony.
It's like Looper. Yeah. He's come back.
It's like time. Actually, it's more like Time Cop. Oh, Jake, I don't.
Damn it! You set it up. Yep. Everything's about Time Cop. It always goes back to Time Cop.
Although Looper, another great film with 80s action hero Bruce Willis. Was it Bruce Willis and Looper?
Yeah. Bruce Willis and Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Fuck yeah. So Julian Weeks says Meltzer is reporting Bad Blood nearly sold out the moment tickets went on sale. He said Bad Blood tickets are among the most in-demand tickets in pro wrestling history. Dave also noted tickets on secondary markets have exploded as well, and the lowest price for a secondary market ticket was roughly $275 with around 200 of those remaining. So Bad Blood, huge sellout. It's in Atlanta, and then they made Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair the hosts, and everybody's up in arms crying about it.
Well, why? Like there wasn't a great story to put them into. Like what are they gonna do? Pigeonhole them into a quick match? It's better to do it this way. It gets them on the card, at least it involves, so the live crowd can see them. Doesn't need to do a match. It doesn't mean anything. Triple H has shown he would rather wait to have the match be the right spot for the match. Didn't he do that with that? Was it like the cage match between Trish and Becky, where everyone thought it should have been on the pay-per-view, but he waited. It main evented a Raw and got more time and was actually a good story and better for the match itself.
Do you think what if like some other tag team confronts them, like who will be their next challengers or something like that?
I would think that would happen, something within that story, or maybe have like I don't know if there's anybody that would be coming back that they could have maybe teaming up with someone or something. Anybody coming back from injury or something? That would be good with it, because they did say there's going to be some special guests. I didn't know if that was going to be somebody from like Atlanta.
I bet it'll be like Jelly Roll and fucking Travis Scott and all of that kind of. Jonesy84, hold on, let's halt the show. Jonesy84,
oh nice,
5 Pro Wrestle Clips memberships.
That's awesome.
What the hell? Thank you so much, Jonesy84. I appreciate that so much. And yeah, I have to say it every time they get gifted. Biggest haters, biggest lovers. I hope they're the ones who get it. Everyone in between, you're cool too, but let's be honest here. So thanks, Jonesy. Yeah, everybody give it up for Jonesy84. And good to see you here today, and hope you're enjoying Alt Jake and Husey. An elite episode, dude. Fucking mesmerizing here.
Yeah, as a tag team. We tagged out. It was perfect.
Dude, it was amazing. Yeah, it worked out perfectly like that. But yeah, I knew I only had Husey for a bit, so I'm like, okay, we're gonna. And then it kept getting extended. I'm like, this is gold. This is gold. So
yeah,
Bad Blood though,
man. One of my best friends
up.
is in the UK, so I get the time difference. That time difference is horrid. Yeah, we can only we chat through WhatsApp, and it's either like right when I wake up or right when he wakes up. We'll text a little bit. That's about it.
Yeah, Husey's in Ireland, which I don't think is technically part of the UK. Right?
Yeah, but same time zone. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, the UK is England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland.
Right, there you go. Boom, nailed it. And so, yeah, I just quickly Googled it. And yeah, Northern Ireland.
Yeah,
is UK.
That little that upper corner where Finley was from. That was
so I don't know if he's in Northern or not, but yeah, it is the same time zone over there. But I was gonna say I don't know if Irishmen are like, nah, fuck the UK. You know, I don't know there. He'd be like, I detest that, you know, no, and he's
right.
Yeah. But these people, so PWP Nation says these people grasp at straws and try to capitalize on publicity, loser stuff right here. So basically it's just Sap quote tweeting EJ and Duca. and said EJ outright confronted inequality and mistreatment in NXT. Of who, dude? He has been about this from the start. Okay, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm missing a bunch of context or something. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, but yes, Sap just like, inserting himself in some. I mean, that's what Twitter is, though. I'm not going to judge him for what was cringe. Like, this isn't cringe doing a quote tweet and giving your opinion, but like inserting yourself in Nivens and Dijax.
Right.
Brilliant back and forth, by the way. Like, that was a brilliant. Like, he just fucked the whole flow of that thing up. We were going to get more out of that. I know it, and we didn't. And so, yeah, that's cringe. But this is like whatever. He's just saying. Sap's just saying his opinion. So. Oh, come on now, Phil. I thought you were going to roast him, toast him, and burn him to a crisp.
He'll give you plenty of chances to do that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what are we talking about here? Shooting fish in a barrel. So memes now. Oh, here's a new one. Jey Uso exists. Some random real graps mark. Bloodline nepotism, grown-ass man. You can't wrestle. Get out of my bed. Super kick merchant. Yeah, shout out Jay, dude. Yeet.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's not like my personal favorite, but I fully grasp what that he's fully over. And then his story is cool. Like it really did resonate with me watching him celebrate the win. You saw how important it was to him. That stuff really hits with me. And so, hey man, like I don't hate the guy. I mean, the WrestleMania match wasn't great. I didn't think it was as bad as everybody else did, but I mean, it's only like 10 minutes. How bad could it be?
No doubt. So what do you think? Oh, I just knocked the mic. And the other thing here is, guys, I botched, right? And I didn't get a yeet on the soundboard because I forgot. I promise on the next show I will. And I am sad that I broke my last promise and I won't break this one. But I completely forgot about it. But yeah, we're yeeting all over the place over here. So FTW title was retired by Hook on AEW. He gave it back to his dad. And I quote tweeted it, got a bunch of likes, more than fucking Cultaholic Wrestling got. That's what's funny is my quote tweets get more likes than these assholes get, and they're the hot news. And so fucking Hook hands over the belt to Taz. They retire the FTW title. Thank God. And I said, hopefully it's because fucking he's leaving and going to NXT soon, and then WWE can put the FTW title back in their video games. But
hell yeah.
What do you think, all Jake? This title's finally retired. They did nothing with it. Meaningless belt. They could have established a hardcore division.
Right.
Never did shit. Mox could have did all that pizza cutter shit with Jericho and against Nick Gage and all that crazy shit could have been over the FTW title. All those ECW legends. They could have did a story where they were coming to try and take it back. Old hardcore versus new hardcore. And they fucked it all up, man.
And well, it's just like anything else. They just have so many belts that they just kind of get lost in the shuffle, and you don't get to push anything behind. I mean, just like talent gets start pushes, so did belts. I mean, there was that push or that beginning with Team Taz and like Ricky Starks with it, and then Hobbs, and then that just all kind of went away, just like everything else. But yeah, my biggest hope for Hook is that he goes to NXT. I mean, you give that guy a little bit of legitimate coaching and he could be a star. Or at least better than what he's been. I mean, he's the same guy he was when he was debuted in 2021. Or was it 2020? Whatever. Either way.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you. Sorry, I'm just putting a tweet out that I'm tagging you in. But yeah, dude, I agree. He needs NXT real bad. You see Lexus King. Because Hook hasn't evolved or grown at all.
Yeah.
And that's no fault of his own. Taz and everyone can only do so much. And you can only get so much like on TV time. And I think the money and the TV time he gained and seeing all that uppity bullshit backstage, I think him experiencing that young and being exposed to that and being like, damn, that's just a bunch of stupid shit. He's going to all of that was good going into the NXT. He's going to see how much better it is and how much he improves, and he's going to come a long way. And I just really hope they do Taz, Hook in NXT. Taz can jump on commentary with Book and Vic even, dude. Would you get mad at that?
That'd be great. Oh my gosh, Taz. I'd feel bad for Vic with Taz and Book on each side. He'd be the only play-by-play guy who couldn't get a word in edgewise, but that'd be fun for us. I'd love it. It'd be great for Botchamania too.
Oh, dude, it would be amazing. I'm just tagging Husey here.
You see, and the thing with the NXT, especially with the people like you said with Lexus King or Ethan Page, or I mean anybody who goes there, they talk about how it's all about the coaching and how they're given opportunities to really try things and learn from people. And it's just such a complete different world where they want to learn and ask questions and get better. And over in the other place, it's, we know everything. I don't need to ask questions. You hear that, from Jake Roberts, that he just kind of sits there in places, or Mark Henry, and nobody asked him any questions ever. Like, are you kidding me? You should be picking these people's brains left and right. And then Tony is always, we don't have a PC. That's not a good thing. Every time I see, and then
it's
you
not
see
that
all
everywhere needs a PC either, but the fucking indies should have been treated like their PC, so to speak. Like AEW should be running little indie shows like they used to do before AEW was a thing. Tony just got a TV show and was like, "No, we're running big buildings." No, dude, run the small, like 100-seater indie shows, and then fucking show highlights from them on your Dynamite show every week and stuff like that. It's just so dumb. He had such a golden opportunity that he needed Phil Marks by his side. I truly
absolutely. And if you didn't even need to have like the PC part of it where they put on shows, and they just for that like big warehouse where there's multiple rings and coaching and people,
and you have to go there. You're signed to AEW. You're signed to AEW. If you have less than 10 years in the business, 10 or less, you have to fucking show up at least 3 times a week.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah,
to this place, and then they should be doing house shows too, even if it's 1 or 2 a week. Just run local rinky fucking 50 people in the crowd. Who cares? Like, so
and and leave the weekends open so they can go do their indie shows and make extra money or whatever. But yeah, if like you're do like they maybe at least Monday and Friday because they have to travel for Dynamite on Wednesday or whatever. But yeah, there's just should have been something, especially with how much area they've got in Jacksonville. And I mean, Tony can rent any building he wants to if he needs to. There should have been something, and it's
I know
you can see it in the fact that nothing is thrown.
Bro, the fact there's no like little extension built onto that wherever the NFL guys for Jacksonville are doing all their shit. They didn't like build an like those schools, like when you're in school growing up, especially in the 90s, they'd build like a little extension and it was just like on some fucking wood planks and you're like, oh, here's my, you know what I mean? Oh, my math class is in the extension part now or whatever.
You go across the weird spot.
And it's like the floor is weird and shit. They don't even have one of those built onto he's spending all this money. They don't even have one of those where there's just like Jeff Jarrett holds classes 5 days a week and you can pick any 2 or 3 classes a week you got to go to. So fucking stupid, so dumb. But yeah, man, that's just the nature of AEW. Speaking of it though, here's Wrestling Observer newsletter. We talked about the Penta stuff earlier and the Lucha Bros with Husey. Jake, I want your thoughts on it. The Observer says, officially the story that has to be said is that he has not negotiated with WWE. And this is Penta. So Husey was saying, yo, Penta can go. And if you guys notice, I had to really, I pushed him a few times. Like I circled back to the Lucha Bros thing. I was like, I know you know. Right. I know he knows something he ain't say. I know he didn't want to say too much, but he dropped a bomb about like if that's the story they're going with, and I don't want to just uppity up and say it because Conan might already fuck some things up to begin with. But all I'm saying is yeah, I don't know. When the deal expires, the word is that WWE made him a competitive offer, so that solidified his decision to leave. There are a lot of reasons leading to his decision to leave, including frustration, which who can blame him? And your thoughts on this whole fucking thing, Jake?
I mean, first off, good for them. They're making the right move for them because if for nothing else, just the merch money alone for the rest of their lives. Like WWE will sell that merch or the action figures or whatever for a long time. But I'm not surprised Tony did the injury time thing, even though he said he wasn't going to. I learned very early that he's very much like a politician, that he just uses those press conferences to say whatever, and he doesn't mean half of it, if not all of it. I mean, I think they this is where it's weird. Depending on how long Phoenix is going to have to stay in AEW, they might have to try to debut Penta on his own. If they do, I would say do that in NXT and don't bring him to the main roster until they're both together. Because you're definitely right. They're a much better as a package deal. They can have singles matches, but I think they need a little time just to kind of get the indiness out of them. I mean, I know they can do it, but they need to be sure that they're, not trading Canadian destroyers and actually selling moves, because WWE, it's more important to do that with it. But I mean, I'm excited for them to make it over whenever they can. Hopefully it's sooner than later.
So
I mean,
yeah, I agree, dude. Let's lay out a scenario here, okay? Because I've been marking out about this for like the whole show here. So let's lay out a fictional scenario. Let's say there was a guy named fucking Bluesy, and he's talking to Smil Farks about how he, I don't know, Mills Farks, I don't know, about how, imagine this scenario, right? Where you have Legado del Fantasma, right? Korea and Garza, they were in the original LWO.
Yeah.
Their grandfather was, pardon me. And then they were in the original, this version, I think, right? And then they switched, or I don't know if they were in this version, but they aligned with fucking Legado. Santos is the head. It's like a mob boss thing. All of a sudden, Conan comes in. Conan. And he's like the head godfather type dude. And he brings in the Lucha brothers to be like, hey, guys, this is who gets it done. This is how you get it done. Like, we're the LWO's running around like, nah, we run Lucha Libre. You know what I mean? Like, fuck. And then Conan doesn't have to get physical. He doesn't have to do shit. He can just sit on a throne and backstage vignettes or some shit, you know? Yeah. And it's like, bro, these amigos are the ones who are going to fucking get it, or like whatever. Like, they're going to elevate it. We need strength in numbers, whatever. Your guys, because here's the thing, Conan and Hector Garza were boys. And Hector Garza was in the original LWO. And I don't think Conan was he in the LWO? I don't remember. I think him and Ray fought against the LWO mostly.
I know Ray was reluctantly, because they had like they put the big shirt on him and he was always fighting to not be a part of it. And then eventually he was cool with it. But
and then it was like the Filthy Animals. It was like Ray, Conan, and Billy Kidman fought against the LWO. But the thing is like Conan, they can play into that. And Conan can be like, yeah, dude, like I know your grandpa. Like, fuck the LWO, you know, I fought it, whatever. And they turned their back on him too, or something. Because I think Hector Garza was also, if I'm not mistaken, someone fact check me, I think he was the first guy kicked out of the LWO as well. Not that they like booted him out, but I think he was the first guy where he just wasn't there anymore or whatever. It was him or like El Spider or some shit like that. There were a few guys that were like, who? You know what I mean? But yeah, Hector Garza, I think, was the first guy like out of the LWO too. Someone could fact check me on that. But either way, yeah, dude, there's story, there's history there. They like leaning into the so all I'm saying is that let's say a guy named Bluesy sort of alluded to that on the show. What a fucking storyline that would instantly elevate the LWO and the Lucha Bros immediately to like, I don't know. That would just be such an intriguing story, man. And we get those fucking Lucha Underground type cinematic vignettes backstage and stuff like that. I'm so
how they can do it now too with their production, and that would be a great way to introduce them to the people. And there's clearly a large part of the WWE audience that has no idea who they are, or have only kind of seen clips or have only heard of them. That really would kind of solidify them from Jump Street of, hey, these guys are good and should watch them, and like at least starts them over, you know, where they're not just kind of put in as jobbers.
So Supermod Extraordinaire George Captor for $5 says, unless I read it wrong,
I saw that too.
Added injury time to Penta as well.
I saw that too, but I forget if it was not that long. God. I feel like it's either like 2 weeks or I think it's like 2 months. It's not very long. I did see that.
Still, what a fucking prick, dude. Like, what does he do? But either way, Penta shouldn't debut without his brother. Just chill and wait, unless they have Penta show up, do the thing we were fantasy booking just now, and he just starts breaking dudes' arms like he would do in Lucha Underground and shit. And I'm not saying run through the roster, but he just breaks some of these LWO guys' arms. Boom, does that stuff, and he's like all evil. And then when Ray Phoenix comes in, he kind of gets his brother like, hey man, these guys are fucking with you, but fuck these guys too, but let's just be Lucha Bros. And then Ray comes in later, and then they push. Here's the thing with Penta. He's become world champ like everywhere he's ever gone other than AEW. So it's not like, I'm not saying he could do that in WWE, but it's not like we couldn't see him maybe even get like an IC title run one day or something like that. So
for sure.
Yeah,
And then you could always allude to Ray. They could, how they can plant the little seeds or drop little hints that don't.
And then he could
specifically
show
say
up.
He's got
Ray
a brother,
could show
but
up
then the
later.
backup. Yeah, there's a lot they could do. And now,
Yeah, you're
with
right.
their writing team and how they go, I like you trust that it would work. Even if they had to do it, they can they can make it work. I mean, they made Punk and Drew intriguing when Punk had one arm, so they can make it work. It's just it's not surprising, but it's totally fucked of Tony to do it.
I say if you can only bring Penta in, boom, Penta versus fucking LA Knight. Yeah, for the US title.
Oh man.
Right there, bro. Yeah, fuck it. Just bring him in, sow the seeds, bring Ray in a year later. Because Penta's only got, if you guys notice too, like Penta's he's still super good and athletic and shit in the ring, but he's not as spry as he once was. You can tell he's got some mileage on there from all the shit he does. So not saying he's washed or anything, not even close, but you can tell there's a little, he's ready for that WWE run.
I was
where
just
he
gonna
can
say
chill
that's
bit.
why he wants to go over there. He knows he can still put on great matches, but he doesn't have to kill himself for everyone. He can do his crazy stuff, but not have to do it as much, make it mean more, and then it lives forever as part of the WWE. And if they can have get a good run and be known forever in the company, it's a much smarter move.
And the Rabbit Wolverine LC Killer 17 for $2 says the best guys, Tony
Best
McCon.
guys, Tony Khan.
Yeah,
Tony
dude.
McCon.
Tony McCon, man. I invented that shit. Wait fucking 6 months. Everyone's going to be calling him that. You heard it first here, folks. Thank you so much.
And it's something too where now it's gonna now that he's done this, I feel like more stuff will kind of start to come out of stuff that he said he wasn't going to do, and he's absolutely doing.
Yeah, I see in the chat too. Goddess Nikki P says, "I will buy everything Lucha Bros." Yeah,
there you go.
Me too.
And like you said with the kids too, the kids love that stuff and all the masks. And I didn't even think about like the action figures too with the different sets in those. And they'll be smart enough to have good gear for bigger matches on PLEs. That was their SummerSlam gear. That was what they wore at Survivor Series. Like, oh, and speaking of which, just talking of all the LWO and different, give me that in War Games, please. However that story ends out, please give me all of those guys in a War Games match. Yep. I want that.
A whole pay-per-view. I know. Hold on, Jake. I got the idea. Listen, this is my big comeback to wrestling, okay? Listen, pal. I got an idea. We're going to take the LWO. We're going to take Legado del Fantasma, or whatever they're called. And we're going to put them in an entire pay-per-view called War Games. Should they do a whole pay-per-view in a fucking cage like TNA used to do?
Oh, right. That was Lockdown or Lethal Lockdown. I remember those.
Lethal Lockdown. Wait, hold on. I got it. Hold on, Jake. I got another idea. Okay, hold on. Vince I'm pitching ideas, right? Check it out. Here's the idea. Okay, a 6-sided ring. Yeah. Can't help myself sometimes, dude. I lose.
Well, and he would put it with that much emphasis because he never watched it with TNA. He's actually never seen that it was a thing.
HLA War Games. Losing team has to ride home on my plane.
Or jump in the mud pit. They've got to jump in the mud pit at the top of the ring.
War Games, but it's in a KY Jelly Diddy mud pit. It's in a KY Jelly pit. Yeah, at SummerSlam. And the losing team, you're as being wrestlers, but you can still be. You can still. What was Janelle Grant again? Sorry, I hate to make fun of it. She was a lawyer.
Paralegal.
Paralegal. You can still be paralegals, though. I botched the joke.
Cornette called the illegal paralegal that Cornette always called it. That's a really good nickname.
It is, dude.
Those nicknames don't always hit. Some of them are really good.
So Dave Meltzer reports on right now AEW is adding nearly a year of injury time. Oh my god, a fucking year, dude. Tony
for being injured and stuff because of the stuff he did for Tony. I feel like
that Tony, like the not to call it dumb, but Ray throws his body into the shit he does, man. And he hurt himself, and that's exactly what Tony said. Oh, we won't use health time against you, and we won't hold you hostage, and blah, 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 blah. And then he's just doing that. Why? Because he knows WWE is going to push these guys. So Tony has a road to cross right here. He could push these motherfuckers to the moon and try and figure it out. And he won't fucking do it, though. He's just going to bury. We're just going to see Phoenix do jobs. He'll have a match against Moxley. And then he'll go, yeah, I think we used Ray Phoenix really well on the way out, and we love Ray Phoenix. And
he's welcome back whenever. And so do I. But I mean, the one good thing for him is it should probably mostly be on. Well, I don't know if Rampage is still going to be a thing. Yeah, right.
No, probably be on we were joking. Sorry, Jake.
No, it's good. No, you're right. I saw that comment too. Yeah, I agree with that. No, did never did he. No, but I would just think that he's. I saw the thing I meant to say when you said with the Grand Slam tickets not selling well, when they were talking about how, or when they were commenting, the guy commented to you about how you were saying the tickets weren't selling well for Grand Slam when he jumped on you. It's like, well, what about Bad Blood? Those tickets sold right away. So it's normal for tickets to sell right away when somebody wants to go to a show. When there's an audience for it, there's no audience for him in Australia.
Yeah, dude, this one was crazy. So AEW Grand Slam Australia is reportedly selling poorly with ticket sales described as not good. So Meltzer goes, not good. Stadium shows are tough. So now he's just making fucking excuses. It's not England where they have like a very large fan base and you have all of Europe to draw from as well. This is Australia, and the only place you can sort of draw from, maybe New Zealand, and that's still a flight. It's not like Japan is close. You've not got a lot of countries close. It was an ambitious idea, but I remember when it was announced, I thought this is going to be really tough. Did you, Dave? But it was obviously going to be tough, and I quote tweeted it. Yeah, and like people were coming at me. People were going crazy on me, calling me white boy. They're like,
I saw that guy.
They're like, that's why AEW went to the UK and did all those shows there first. And it's like, no, they have a market in the UK because A, wrestling's hot in the UK. Always. B, they're on fucking ITV in the UK or whatever it's called. It's so many fucking factors.
Well, and just the distance. Into them. I mean, if you live anywhere in Western Europe and you can get yourself to Paris, there's a train that takes you from Paris pretty much directly to Wembley.
Exactly.
Like, so there's nothing of that for Australia. And hell, depending on where you live in Australia, it's further than it would be from like Russia to England. Australia is a lot bigger than people realize. As a
dude, and I googled it. I googled it too. I googled it. Fucking like people don't watch AEW in Australia. Like their numbers are like lower than like almost anywhere else. You know, AEW gets solid numbers in Canada on TV, and then like decent ones in America. And like not even really solid in Canada, like decent, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like easily available to Canadians. It always was ever since it came out. It was just on like TSN or whatever. So it's fucking super easy to watch. And then, but yeah, in Australia, like people aren't watching the shit, and all they do, I tweeted out, I was like, dude, you can't just slap a poster of her on there. There's a reason UFC didn't just, whoa, here we are. Like they established a bunch of stars from New Zealand and Australia, a bunch of Tongans and Samoans and shit like that, you know, fucking Israel Adesanya, all these different, Robert Whittaker. They established all these people and did events there, and slowly they did these big ass fucking stadium shows, and now they can go there because they're trusted. They're going to put on a good show. Now they can do a stadium there every time. AEW just saw what? That WWE just did Elimination Chamber there or whatever they did in Australia. And AEW's like, we're just going to slide in and do a show. Dude, no, you have to get your merch game up. You have to do promo there. Who the fuck do you have other than Tony Storm from that part of the world? That's on your show routinely. You just took the belt off her too. So what the fuck, man? Like, it doesn't even make sense. He's just doing it because it's desperate. It's like a going at a sale party. Oh, shit. Wembley flopped. We got to it's a fire sale. We got to hit Australia because WWE just went there. We got to hit Texas because there's a lot of people there and a lot of fat cats, and we can fucking pack that house. You know what I mean? And just
absolutely
things like that. Like it's just like a fire sale. It feels like, you know, it's just so, it's not premeditated, it's not planned, there's no direction. It's like, who are these people on the fucking poster? What do they have to do with, like, are they going to be integral parts of this show? It's so fucking stupid, and people got so mad at me for that, and they're so dumb. And all I got to say is, if you're going to compare the UK wrestling market to the Australian wrestling market, you're not allowed to fucking talk to me.
Right?
You don't fucking understand how the UK and AEW is different than Australia and the UK and AEW, pardon me. You're not allowed to even have the conversation with me about it. That's my new rule. Sorry, all Jake.
You're right. The only what they're generally a nation of white people with an accent. That's the only common ground they have. What are you, out of your mind? No, absolutely. Especially too, like with WWE, they probably ran for at least a year, probably multiple years, seeing that their merch numbers were growing. They also had been putting, the entire company behind Rhea Ripley, who's the biggest female star in the world and one of the top 5 wrestling stars, just period. So yeah, when they're bringing her over in a main event, yeah, that's gonna draw. Toni Storm, they put a decent story. Well, they tried to put a decent story together, and they brushed through it and it went to crap. But it wasn't like she was gaining that much traction and getting that great of reactions, as where Rhea Ripley was a heel getting giant babyface reactions because people just loved her worldwide. It's a big difference. I'm curious as to how, because all we hear is the numbers aren't good. Like, what is the number? Have they sold like 2,000 tickets there or something in a stadium, or is it even that? Like, how bad is it?
I'll look it up
really?
right now, and people got mad. They're like, "There's 5 months. Fuck you." It's like, yeah, dude. But the reason the sales are low is because they're comparing them to other ticket sales for other shows at the same fucking point in time of the sales.
Like you just said what Dave said about Bad Blood. He said the tickets were, he said what did Dave say? Tickets, they sold out almost the moment they went on sale. So when tickets go on sale, if there's a demand, people buy them right when they go on sale. How long have these been on sale, and how low have they sold? I mean,
here's the other thing too.
Right
you
there.
have, well, exactly. You nailed it. But also, dude, here's the other thing. Grand Slam was just on a normal fucking Dynamite. And then now it's like, oh, it's going to be a pay-per-view in Australia in a stadium, though. You just did it in front of fucking 6,000 people or 7,000 or whatever on a regular episode of Dynamite. So, like, why would people get excited for that? You know what I mean? I just don't understand.
No, and the name Grand Slam, I mean, assuming it's tying to the tennis reference because of the big 4 tennis tournaments, was the U.S. Open, French Open, Australian Open, and Wimbledon. And they have the Grand Slam where they host the U.S. Open. But, I mean, that's such a weak tie-in to go to Australia for that. And Tony thinking, oh, it's fine, it'll be great. No, it's going to be so bad. I wonder if if it gets another month without ticket sales, I mean, they've either got to move it or just scrap it, I would think. You can't. I mean,
someone
maybe
has
not,
to,
though.
Yeah, someone has to find me the fucking numbers for the ticket sales so far in Australia.
As
you
far
don't
as
see
I know,
it
they
anywhere.
actually
You just
haven't
see
been.
people going, "Oh, it's not good."
That's all I've seen. I was looking at it like, yesterday when my cat had her chemo appointment, which went well. But it's like a 30-minute wait, and I'm living in Phoenix where it's hot again. And so I was just sitting inside in the air conditioning, and I saw that like that post about Dave's quote. And so I tried to was curious, what does not good mean? I couldn't find it anywhere. I don't think anyone's released it, which makes me think it's really, really bad. Like, have they even sold 1,000 tickets? Like, the only Australian person that I know that watches AEW at all is But Why Alyssa. She's the only one. Everybody else, I don't know any other Australians that watch AEW or even know of its existence. Not that I know many Aussies, but I follow a few on Twitter.
Bro,
she's the only one.
There's nothing anywhere. Even WrestleTix doesn't have an update.
I couldn't see anything. So. I was trying to find anyone to give, even I was trying to look at like Australian tourism websites to see maybe or something. I couldn't find anything. I didn't look at like the Suncorp Stadium site, but I just didn't see it anywhere.
So we got a couple super chats. The Rabbit Wolverine LC Killer 17 for $2 says Tony Khan is a liar.
Liar! Tell us what you know, you goddamn liar!
Absolutely. Yeah, he is, dude. I want to know those tickets sold, LC Killer. Do some digging,
Yeah.
bro. Jonesy 84 for $5. Thank you so
knows.
much. I appreciate that. Says TK is a tool. He doesn't give a flying crap about any of the wrestlers except Sasha Bankrupt. Oh shit. The Hardly Boys.
Nope.
And Jungle Jerk.
You what?
Great show tonight. Thank you so
That's
much.
a win.
Yeah, that's such a good
Bankrupt is a
super
win.
chat. Thank you for that.
That's fantastic.
You gotta love the Hardly Boys too. The Hardly Boys is one of the best to make fun of the Bucks. That's one of the best fucking. That's one of the funniest names ever. And then Sasha Bankrupt. That's funny. And then Jungle
Sasha Bankrupt was
Jerk
a new one.
off,
I hadn't heard that one yet. That's the first time I've seen that. That's a good one. I like that.
yeah. And then Jungle Jerk Off, of course, Jack. Perry.
Absolutely. What else would he be?
Thank you, Jonesy84 for that. And then George Captor for $5 says Trina in the chat is from Australia.
Okay.
You have to pay a sub fee to see AEW on Fight or Triller. Exactly. I googled it. Sorry, that's what slipped my mind. I meant to mention it. No one's watching it because it's behind a fucking paywall.
Jesus, not even on like any channel. Wow. I
Dude,
figured it was probably Fight.
so you got to watch it on Fight or Triller, and like I think those are falling off now. Triller, I think's making somewhat of a comeback or something. I don't know, but yeah, dude, you have to pay a sub fee to see it in AEW, and they expect, and the price point's high, and they expect people to turn out for a stadium show. Tony Khan has infinite, endless money. And he will spend it all, just like fucking Swerve was saying, man, Tony Khan lets me do whatever I want, and we're going to Fox, and we're going to fucking, and he's stooging all out. That's what it is. It's a party over there, and it's a private party, but and yeah, dude, they are nickel and diming, and they're going to just hotshot book Australia. Anyone telling you, oh, AEW is going to get canceled and shit, it's never going to happen. Even if Shad Khan is like, I'm done with this, son. Tony will just keep it alive. Even if WBD's like, we're getting rid of this, it will just be somewhere on TV. Don't worry about it. It ain't going anywhere. They're going to keep pushing forward as long as Tony Khan has money. So thank you, George.
And he'll tell you it's the greatest run of shows they've ever been on. Even
it's $8 a month, bro, to watch fucking AEW. We're being told by Trina in the chat. $8 a month. It's 99 cents to be a member and help me do this. And more, guys. Okay? Jeepers creepers, man. Holy fuck. Insane. AEW needs Angela White. She's from Australia. Who's Angela White? Is that like am I going to look it up and it's a P star or what? Let's look it up. Angela White. Yes, absolutely. Is a corn star. I knew it, dude. I knew it. I knew I've heard that name. I think Husey sent me that one. No, but is she Australian? There you go. Angela White. We know that the corn stars love pro wrestling, dude. And especially WWE. Not probably so much AEW, but yeah. Shout out Angela White. And thank you for the super chat. You sicko.
And it's still a great name. Rabbit Wolverine is a very good name.
Oh, amazing. Yeah.
That's great.
So it's funny because we're looking at the AEW shop merch. So let's move along from the Australia stuff. We're looking at AEW shop merch. I'm sorry, guys, but is this not a fucking 12-pack of ass right here? So first off, let's be for real. Let's be for real. Is this not like that first shirt in the corner, the dark blue one, $40? Queens, New York, Grand Slam. That shirt fucking sucks ass. The next one to the right. Okay, you got the black one. That one's actually okay. That one's not terrible. The Statue of Liberty's colored in. It looks pretty cool. Next to it, you have the Islanders one. This one's okay if you're like a hockey and AEW fan. Okay,
or Mets.
But
it's also the Mets. It's the
Mets
same color.
color.
As the Mets.
Yeah.
And that's what the one on the left is. The one on the left is the Yankees colors. That's what they're trying to do. Not any good, but that's what they're trying to do.
Well, the one on the left is good, simple, basic, black and white. The Islanders Mets one, that is I'm a Canuck guy, so I immediately go to hockey first. Okay?
Yeah, I get you. That's what I'm here for.
This one over here is the Islanders. This one over here is the Oilers. So But yeah, that one, it's like I get that shirt. I understand that. I would not have done the navy one unless that's a team color I don't know about.
Yeah,
but
the one on the far left, number 3, that's the New York Yankees. That's with the stripes on the arm. That's the New York Yankees. Yeah, that's what they're going for.
So number 5, I would fuck with, but I would it's ugly, but I would fucking make it. Like I get why they made that one. The Sting shirt. Okay. It's honestly a nice shirt. I get why they made it. I mean, it's not like the nicest shirt ever, but it's like, I get why they made this, and you have to have them there. But why is Sting the only wrestler?
Right. That's what I was just going to say.
T-shirt on the show.
It's totally fine if he's along with everybody else, but with the only wrestler is the guy who retired in March?
He's not even on the fucking show, dude. I cannot believe that. What the fuck, man?
That's bad.
There's not even a Danielson T-shirt.
Right.
Holy shit.
Or an MJF T-shirt. Like, I know it's not Long Island, but it's New York, for God's sake.
And then the one they have, Grand Slam, Danielson McGuinness. They fought for fucking 15 minutes in like the most lackluster match those two could have ever had. And I don't blame them. Like, if that was in WWE, I'd fucking standing ovation it, because that's how you take care of a legend. So I am glad AEW did it that way. But the fact they open their show with it, and they have T-shirts with it, and they're on the program, and they open their show, and that was the match. I don't know. Tony just doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. They did not do that properly. So anyways, that shirt's ass. These are all ass. The train station shirt, that's ass. To me, I don't know. Maybe some New Yorkers get a kick out of that. Maybe some Yanks do, but I don't.
It's a good idea in the sense, but Grand Slam's too many letters. Like if it was, if you just did like AEW in the letters, because there's not that many I get the idea, and I've seen shirts with that concept that do work. That one does not.
So the replica belts, so these mini like replica belt bracelets or whatever, $80.
80.
I don't know if I'd buy that, dude. The AEW world title, which is a nice looking belt, lost all of its prestige though. I look at that shit like the fucking TNA belt I was looking at for a few years. $850 for that thing. Someone asked me on X, they're like, Phil, would you buy that belt for $850? And I said, if it was the one that Jericho
that was a good line
outside the steakhouse, well, I'm dead serious, but just a normal one, no. But like, I'd pay $1,000 for that one Jericho lost that one time. These signed figures are $100 a piece.
Oh, they're signed. Okay, I was like, why the hell are those 100?
A Mox, a Claudio, I think Bowens, Jamie Hayter in her old gimmick, not even her current gimmick. The Scissor Me guys, bro. $100 signed for a fucking caster figure. Like, you guys, this is there's like a whole traders market with wrestling dolls and figures and all that, and you're fucking slapping these people in the fucking face by doing this. I need everybody to know that. That is egregious. And to charge a Moxley signed the same as like a fucking Anthony Bowens or a Jamie Hayter signed. What are you? Who the fuck is running this business, man? I can't even believe this shit. Michael Driard for $5 says, where's the Neo Moxley shirt? I have an idea for a logo.
You what?
Oh, man. Shit. Yeah, I do too, bro.
No, it's just going to be a big M. What were you talking about? What were you thinking, dude?
Yeah. I think Hitler had a good idea for one too, there. Jesus, holy!
Oh man!
Thanks for the super chat. So for $50 though, you can get. So look at this. So I'm like, who comes up with the prices down below?
Eddie Kingston.
And his $50 for a signed figure.
The best guys, Tony Khan.
$50, Kingston. Oh my god! And then you have these ones over here, $40 for this Danhausen mask. He's not ever even on TV. He's been on TV like 3 times. $40 for this fucking Max. That is, this one guy says it right here. Evil Jimmy selling a $40 Danhausen mask while keeping off TV is nasty work.
Terrible.
It is, bro. That's terrible. Shout out Danhausen. I know he blocked me because I responded to a dirt sheet thing. whatever. I was like, prayers for him though. Like I was like being serious, but he just blocked anyone who kind of interacted with this one fucking post or something. So I love Danhausen regardless. I am not a hater.
I feel like there was a time he was trying to be like, the team player and do the online stuff, and because he did block a few different people, but then I feel like he was just like, screw it, because he hasn't been on TV in forever.
Yeah, well, with me, it was like somebody reported, and I'm not going to repeat all the shit because obviously he didn't like it, and like,
right,
apparently it was fake. Somebody, no. Well, yeah, no. Here's the thing: I did do a video about his T-shirt scam, but we were like, nah, I think it could be made up. Like we left it out in the open.
Yeah,
but then there was some dirt sheet reported something about his wife. That isn't like super bad or anything, but it would be something like I could see them going through something, or if it was a fake story, I could see why he would be like, what the fuck? Like, why are even people even care? And it's true. Like, it's like something personal. I don't know. You guys can go look it up yourselves. And like, I had retweeted it or something, and I was like, prayers for them if that's true, like prayers for Danhausen and his family. And fucking, I got blocked after that. So I think it was because I just interacted with this weird fucking story of people snooping into shit that's so dumb. I shouldn't have even reacted to it and gave it any voice or anything like that. But anyways, moving on. Shout out Danhausen, love him. Moving along, we have a pickleball set for $65, bro.
And was that Bruv flag in the prime letter? Yeah, is that Bruv lettering into the hat and the flag? Is that the prime lettering?
It looks like it could be the prime font.
It's close enough to it. Like, even if it's not, I would change it just because it's close enough to it. And prime's everywhere with the WWE right now, especially with the logo in the middle of the PLEs.
These hats are $30-$40. I think 40 is too much. Oh, the Elite's hat is 40 though.
Oh, of course.
Fuck you guys. But all of these hats are pretty ugly, other than maybe just these plain trucker AEW one. And
they don't look that good of quality either. I'm a pretty big hat guy. Like, not like New Era or anything where it's like it'll fit well and look good on you. Like, it might look decent for a bit, but
$30 isn't a bad price for a hat, actually.
No.
But it's just the quality of it that looks shit. But yeah, pickleball set for $65. Like, what the fuck, Cornette, man? Get on that gimmick infringement over here. And then
is it only one pair? So you can't even you can't even play against another team. You have to have another team pay another $65 to get another set. Jesus,
that's fucking hilarious. I didn't even think about that. And then
nickel and diming them.
These posters. So the one with Danielson on it's $20, and then why wouldn't you have Danielson and McGuinness sign all the posters, both of them, and then upsell them more, you fucking idiots, if you're already going to do that. But yeah, they sold all these posters, $80 for an MJF signed poster, Hangman Page, $80. And like, how do they pick, like, okay, so at this event MJF gets a poster, and then at the next, like, how do they determine, like, who's in charge of this shit, man? What a fucking fumble. Tony, stop being a coward. Do fucking licensing deals with your fucking wrestlers. So here is this 2024 official program. I pointed it out too. I circled it. Oh, bracelets. Oh, bracelets. They're fucking selling friendship bracelets here, dude.
Of course.
And then they have these little plushy things for $15. That's not a bad price for a Derby, whatever. No. Terrible, just terrible merch from AEW.
Yeah, they're supposed to be one of their biggest shows of the year and the biggest market they're going to be in, and they probably only had one merch stand too. That's everything. Giant lines for a bunch of crap.
They were bigger lines for beer. When you go bigger lines for beer. So, contrary to claims from Meltzer, Zarian, BJ Bethel, and Ryan Fredericks, who claim the deal has been signed for weeks. So, all these fucking dirt sheet stooges, okay? Contrary to what any of them have said, CNBC are reporting that the WBD AEW deal is on pace, to be signed Monday. That is just in time for a big announcement before the 5th anniversary show on 10/2. Yes, I've been telling y'all fucking Tony, I mentioned it at least. I think Tony's saving these big announcements for like the 5-year anniversary show, and I thought we'd get one at Grand Slam, but he's sort of saving. I think he's going to just roll out like 50 announcements 5-year thing. And Yeah, though, CNBC, much more credible.
Right.
Maybe not when they're covering politicians, but for sure in their business stuff, I'd say they're more credible. And it's just in time for, their big show. And they're saying it's going to be signed Monday. So that's in a couple days. For the professional wrestling fans in the house, I'm hearing WBD is on pace to ink a deal with Upstart. So they're still calling it Upstart Wrestling League, AEW, by the end of this month. AEW's current agreement with WBD Turner Sports ends at year's
I mean,
end.
have they grown at all since they started? I mean, they're the same company essentially. They've put on a couple big shows, but they put on way more shitty ones. So yeah, I can still see him calling him an upstart if you just look at it on paper and you don't know everything that's going on.
Daniel Flores for $2 says Eddie Kingston is going to come out as Mussolini.
You what? Well played. Well played. That's great.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, that's good. That's good.
Someone's got to AI me that.
Oh man.
I could Photoshop it. I don't got time to make memes, but
oh man. Yeah, with Mox next to him, like partnered up. Oh God. That would be great. And then you could figure if they can get someone against him, you could have him be like, FDR and Churchill as a tag team. It'd be a really funny meme. If you're gonna go all the way.
Jesus Christ. So yeah, I don't know. TV deal nonsense.
I mean, the thing is, it's one of those things like, so I'm a big fan of the English Premier League, right? So big fan of European soccer, and every they don't do trades, they do transfers when players switch teams, and they have a transfer window, and it's every summer for like June, July, and August, and then every January. There's so much rumor, and the reporting is such terrible crap. You'll hear this guy's gonna go here, these people want this. I've learned it I ignore all of it, and I have a phrase where I say, wake me when he's holding the shirt, because that's when the deal's done, where he'll have a picture of the guy holding up the team shirt. That's how I feel with this TV deal. Like every time I see it come out, I'm like, oh, just shut up, just wake me when it's done, because none of this means anything, because they've been talking about, oh, it's imminent since like 2 years. They've been saying, oh, it's on the way, it's almost done, it's right there. Like, and even CNBC saying we hear it's going to be done Monday. Like, okay, I believe them more than others, but at this point, it's like the deal who cried wolf. We just keep coming on.
I get like that with the fucking attendance talk and the ratings talk now. I'm like, bro, we know they can't draw a house and they fucking are gonna get 700,000 or less. We know, you know what I mean?
Unless they do a big unless they hit like what, over 8 or 9, or if they hit like,
but even that I don't care, because I don't care, because that just means more fucking haters tuned in that night because something was going on. That's all it means. It's not like there's it'll just because nothing else is on TV or going on. That's the only fucking way,
right?
Like, we know what their numbers are unless things change. Now, the minute I start to see change in it for a positive, I'll call it out. But like, fuck around, like, I don't know, man. It's just silly. Like, we get it, and I'm not saying don't stop making memes, but it's like, yeah, we know people don't watch this shit. Like, Tony's just gonna dump money forever. So laughing at the ratings and shit, I guess it's funny. But we're pivoting into an age where none of that shit matters, even for WWE, because they're going to Netflix, bitch. So like, it don't even fucking matter what that Nielsen shit is. All that's going to be so dead in the next like 5-10 years. Mark my goddamn words, that will not even be in the discussion in the wrestling picture. You know what I mean?
Oh no, for sure.
Yeah. Julian Weeks, great account, and give him a follow. Edge and Bobby both got injured during their WWE contracts, and both were able to go without any time being added. I don't want to hear, well, WWE does it too. Vince did that. We rarely see that anymore. He's absolutely right. That fucking perfectly nailed it right there.
You can't say
Mercedes
Moné.
No, what else am I going to say? So at Powerful King JJ, shout him out. Mercedes Moné. Shout you out. I don't even fucking know who you are. If you listen to PWT, shout you out, brother. Mercedes Moné claims that fans are mad every day about AEW beating WCW. Oh, Mercedes, LOL. Great point. Mercedes Moné, so this is Drain Bamager or whatever. Mercedes Moné and AEW Dynamite nearing to outlast WCW Nitro. AEW is here to disrupt this industry. Next week, we're going to celebrate 5 years of AEW. We're beating out WCW, and fans online are getting mad about that every single day. No, people are just mad. No one's mad that you guys are doing that because you're not doing that. What people are mad about is that you guys say stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
WCW was around forever, and you guys are so focused on Bischoff. The wrestlers in the business today don't even understand what the fuck they're talking about. So it's driving people nuts. It has nothing to do with, it's just like the Cope and shit. Bischoff ran WCW for 6 years. Okay. He almost put Vince out of business in like 3 or 4, however long it took him. 4. WCW was around for years before that.
Yeah.
And even before it was called WCW, it was around for like years, and it's in the Jim Crockett and all of that like formation.
ACP, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's like TNA was still TNA when it was Impact. They just switched it up for a bit.
Yeah, Nitro was one of their shows. They also had Saturday Night and Worldwide. Like there was multiple WCW shows. Yeah,
exactly.
And they drew actual ratings for a few of those years, as opposed to
yeah. And they're saying Dynamite outlasting Nitro. Yes, like timeline wise, but it's like I always say this, and I'm not saying that WCW's Michael Jordan, so don't get mad, people. But I always say this. This is why Michael Jordan's the GOAT, and it's the end of the debate. There literally can't be a debate, and I'll end it right here. Versus LeBron, right? People go Jordan or LeBron. Who's the GOAT? I'll tell you right now. Okay. Jordan came in the league later, and he left the league earlier and did all this shit that LeBron can't do or is accomplishing by playing like double the fucking amount of time in the league. So LeBron's breaking all these records. He played like double the amount of time in the league, and there's still accolades that Jordan put up that he hasn't yet touched yet, or he's surpassing these other players, but he played way longer than any of them. Jordan came in for a short period of time, goated it up, and left. That's the fucking difference. That's why Michael Jordan's the GOAT, hands down. You just can't even fucking argue that, in my opinion. The rules are changed. Imagine what Jordan could have did in this more offensive friendly NBA. It would have been ridiculous.
With all those years where he had to where he had to like break down and eventually get past the Pistons because they beat the crap out of him for years. Yeah, no, absolutely.
I'm not trying to be the guy to fucking shift the goalpost in the argument. But what Bischoff did in that 6-year window, let's give him 6 years. AEW in their 5 ain't come fucking even close to any of that.
Not even a little bit.
This next year, when they surpass it, yes, time-wise, you surpassed it. But are you really better than them? No, because then, they almost put WWE out of business. The minute, WWE released and re-signed some guys? Oh my God, crazy because of AEW, crazy. Oh, they had to keep some guys signed up. Oh my God, crazy. Dude, they almost went out of business. Vince just said in this doc, WCW, he's like, I wasn't even worried about him talking shit about me on TV. He's like, because we're in a war. And everyone's like, it's a war. And I'm sitting there going, I don't even know if we can do our next show. That's what Vince is thinking. Right? So it does not matter. It doesn't fucking matter. Oh, they paid the Good Brothers $500K to stay in WWE, like, or whatever the fuck. I don't know. Name an example. None of that shit is comparable to. Was Raw almost not going to come on TV that week? No, that never even came close with AEW. So they're Michael Jordan. You're LeBron in this instance. Yeah, you surpassed them in time wise.
Good for you.
Yeah, you're never going to surpass like what the fuck they actually did. Tony had the chance to do that, and that's what pisses me off.
Yes, that's where, because people call me, or like I'll get chastised by the sickos at different times, and it's like, look, dude, I'm just mad because it could have been so much better. I didn't hate Tony Khan from the beginning. It wasn't tribalistic. I watched both companies every show they did for a year, maybe almost 2, until I just kind of
Dynamite was
slowly
better,
started
bro.
watching. Yeah, absolutely.
Dynamite was crushing at the start, bro. It was crushing NXT. NXT was getting bad too. It was getting like, okay,
yeah,
we're kind of tired that Kyle O'Reilly's a fucking on his
cool
own.
Kyle.
No one wants this shit. Yeah, no one wants.
And nobody likes Cool Kyle. Yeah, that was terrible. And there was a lot of stuff where even if you would watch it, you could watch a 2-hour show in like 45 minutes because you could just fast forward. You could skip through. Yeah, it's where
Hopefully
now.
Tony,
Yeah,
hopefully Tony learned some shit from the Vince doc. That's all I can say.
you want him to, but he didn't learn anything from the death of WCW, Doc. All he did was spend more goddamn money.
Yeah.
I just.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
He drives me insane. I get so frustrated with him because you just like it's right there. It'd be one thing if like he had to figure this out or like this was secret information. This is right in front of your face. There's multiple documentaries. There's people that can tell you, and you're just like, nah, I know better. Which I mean,
Tony Khan.
if you think of it from the beginning, like with Cornette, when he talks about it, there was a reason why he stopped taking Tony's calls because Tony was like, no, I'm going to book the shows. No one else can do it. I'm going to listen to these guys. And it's like, if you'd just let somebody else lead and watch and learn and grow, and you could, by now, he could be running the show and maybe they could be threatening and actually be a competitor and draw more than, 1,200 fans, because I don't care what the tickets distributed is anymore. I'm now fully believe that half of those are always going to be Tony's, especially with what happened with Grand Slam last week, where they went from 6,000 to 8,000 pretty much overnight.
Everybody gave me shit for that too, man. Everyone fucking offers under my shit. Oh, decent. It's like, yes, is it decent?
It was decent.
Yeah, do we have to Google the definition of what fucking decent means? Let's look up decent definition. Okay, guys, and we're going to figure, because I was like, are you kidding me? Everyone jumps on me. Conforming with generally accepted standards of respectable or moral behavior of an acceptable standard or a satisfactory standard. If you're drawing 2,000 people at every show and then you draw 6,000 one night, okay, let's say Tony padded 2,000 tickets. Okay, you drew 6,000, 3 times your normal amount. Are you triple your normal amount? Is that not satisfactory? Come on, dude. Come on. I said decent. I didn't say they blew it was down.
Great. You didn't blow it up. Yeah, just like it's decent. It's all right.
That's all dude. It's a fucking perfectly decent house for them. You know what I mean? So that's all I fucking said. And I was like, hopefully the crowd's hot, man. Like we need something. So yeah, I get it. Like last year when they were in the same building, they had double the number or something. Great. I know, but we're talking in 2024, bro. If AEW gets 4,000 or 5,000 people in a house, I'm like, actually good for them, because they suck. They've been shitting lately. Yeah, they get like 1,300 people at some of these shows. John JID 999 for $2 says AEW is just dead right now. I have zero interest in it.
You what?
Yeah,
bingo.
Dude, it's been that way too. Like I've been skipping collisions. I throw it on, go to sleep. I don't care to catch up. You can officially say your boy Phil has fallen off, man. I haven't missed a Dynamite yet, but no, I haven't fallen off. I always stay up with what's going on Rampage as best I can, but unless there's like an injury or some shit, I just don't. There's no matches that make me go, I got to go out of my way to see this. And yeah, it's just been completely. I've been watching more like OVW and MLW and shit like that, and just throwing it on but I haven't watched any ROH in a while since that Commander Taurus match. I haven't watched that shit. That last like Death Before Dishonor, I was like, fuck this. I'm just off this too. Like I can't even get into it. But it's all about TNA and WWE right now. We got to be real, man. It's all about TNA, WWE.
Yeah, it's entertaining as hell.
People are making noise like ML Dub. I keep saying you guys got to start checking out ML Dub too. Okay? Trust me on that. Not to plug. They're not paying me. But, I watch AEW for the laughs. Yeah, me too, dude. We do this show.
If you're not laughing with them, you're laughing at them. It's not their comedy that makes us laugh.
So Mercedes Monea says she deserves to be the highest paid women's wrestler in the world. So she deserves to be the highest paid women's wrestler in the world. I don't know. My vote is Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. Someone who actually draws a real crowd.
Yeah. Let's stack up numbers. I would love someone to do that. Chat. Someone who's got the time, who's not doing a pod. Fucking go over there, crunch some numbers, figure it out for me. I want to see Mercedes versus Rhea year over year. So
or just like
Shane McMahon with the Young Bucks. I mean Bucks. Sorry, what's that?
I say where they do like where there's like the signings and stuff where Rhea sells out her tickets and then Mercedes is on like a balcony yelling at fans, booing her. Like there's a big difference. Rhea's way bigger.
So Shane McMahon saw the Young Bucks on a flight and then they took a picture together. People are speculating. I won't lie though. I think it's Nick Jackson. He's got a pretty nice shirt on. I won't lie. That Raphael from the Ninja Turtles movie.
Oh
That's
yeah, that
actually
is
pretty
what
cool.
that is.
Yeah, it's a cool shirt,
That's
dude. I
pretty
won't
good.
lie.
That's pretty good. Is that like
Yeah.
right before he fights? Casey Jones. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like when he's on the roof doing his like,
Yeah.
like when he's all angry and
Oh
shit.
yeah, when he's doing yeah. I love that movie.
And then I think the ninjas attack him or whatever. Yeah, I fucking
Yeah.
love that movie. But anyways, though, Rafi in that shirt is amazing. But that aside, these two goofballs are with Shane McMahon in a picture, right? We see Tony Khan and Shane having a secret meeting. Secret deals go down on planes all the time, especially secret meetings. Shane's being too obvious with this picture. I think he's so obvious with it because he knows it'll drum up shit, but he's not actually going to do anything with AEW. Maybe he invests in it or something. I could see that maybe happening one day. Maybe, but I just don't think I could see him investing in something that he doesn't think would be a threat to WWE. But after watching this Vince Doc, loyalty and family and shit's so important to Shane, just like his dad kind of, to where I think that Shane, but also they talk about how business is different. Like business, you can't take it personally, but Shane is sort of different from his dad in that Shane is like, nah, dude, like fucking when Hogan went over there, it was like a slap in the face.
I was just gonna say the Hogan thing. I was just
he thought it was a slap in the face. He took it a little personally and stuff.
It seemed
and
like he
Shane,
still has a little bit of a grudge.
Yeah,
it seemed like even then.
And I don't think Shane would go against his dad's creation or his sister or Trips. I don't think he would do that just out of like a foundation, like a basis of loyalty that's just ingrained in him. That's what the way I see it. I don't know, but it's funny that the Bucks are proud. Like, who do you think asked who to take a picture?
Right. So I fully agree with you. I think there would be a if, like, let's say AEW was doing well still, and not they were packing houses, but getting, I don't know, averaging 8,000 to 10,000, maybe a little less in houses, and drawing decent numbers, and he could see that and see, hey, maybe I could help to grow them. But it's like anybody with the brain sees what they're doing and knows there's no chance of it ever really improve.
No chance in hell. You got no chance.
It's the best. But really, like, there's just there's no way, there is no game changer for that company until it's at the top. And I would still be very shocked if Shane does anything with them actually in any capacity, just because why? They're not gonna do anything. They're not gonna grow.
So, speaking of not gonna grow, Dustin Rhodes opened his own wrestling fed, which you're like, okay, now he could be doing this to work with WWE that's working with all these feds. What's going on? His contract's coming up. Dustin Rhodes is expected to renew his AEW contract. I pray unless it's a 1-year deal, like Tony's dishing out, like he just gave Saraya a 1-year deal, probably for so much money, dude. Probably for so much cheese. And so Dustin Rhodes, man, he's gonna renew. Now I could see him taking the money and being like, dude, I need this money to fund my own fed, and that's whatever. And then I could work with AEW and book my own shit and then pump fucking talent into AEW or whatever. I could see that happening. Here's the thing though. Selfishly, I'm like, we need Goldust in the Hall of Fame. We need Dustin Rhodes in the fucking Hall of Fame. We need him and Cody to have that moment on TV, or even fucking, dude. I'm not saying, listen, AEW wants to steal WWE shit all the time and steal other people's shit all the time. They're going to redo the Ricochet Ospreay match. And wrestling's sort of like that. You do one kind of match in one territory, you go to the next one and go, well, I did this over there and it fucking got over. Dustin, Cody, and WWE, man, that fucking sort of what they did in AEW, or them even teaming up against some bloodline dudes, some shit like that. That's selfishly, that's what I want so badly. He needs one last run, not even at a world title, or just to be there in WWE, get inducted in the Hall of Fame, be involved in NXT, be involved with this new crop of talent in WWE. That's what I want to see out of Dustin Rhodes, but he awesome. Can do. He's a fucking legend and can do whatever he wants, and I applaud him, and I'll always support Dustin Rhodes, but god damn do I want him back in WWE so badly. And Undertaker said, oh yeah, once he's out of that place, it's a shoe-in, you know? And Conrad Thompson talked some shit a long time ago about like, yeah, well, we know another name, Eric, that might be in the Hall of Fame soon. He was talking about Dustin Rhodes. I didn't stooge it back then, but I said on my show, I covered both of their clips. This is a long time ago, and I was like, listen, what I'm hearing too, this is what's up. That's who it was. I didn't want to stooge it for Conrad back then, but that's who he was talking about. I made it very obvious, though. It didn't happen when everybody was thinking, I don't think, because everyone thought it would happen before Mania 40, I think. That's my opinion. But it didn't go down then, but it should go down now. But honestly, if they're going to pay Dustin $1 million to stay here for a year, fucking do it, man. Don't listen.
Yeah, take the money, because the Hall of Fame's not going anywhere like that.
No. And you put your body through it all, and there's no way if fucking Dustin said, hey, can I please just go do the Hall of Fame? There's no way they wouldn't work out like a TNA deal like what they did with Christian or Flair. Sorry, go ahead there, all Jake.
Oh, no, I was just fully agreeing with you. I was just saying that like, if he doesn't do, he might not be able to do the in-ring stuff in WWE, and that would be really cool to see for us fans, but the rest of it's always there. Like, that's not going anywhere. He can pretty much, whenever he wants to, can go be a part of the Hall of Fame and probably be allowed to, if not be a full-time NXT employee, be allowed to go in and coach when he chooses. Because I know he's really pumped with his own school, because that's where the federation that he's starting is tied to the school, tied to the Rhodes. I think it's just the Rhodes Wrestling Academy is what I think it is. I'm not quite sure, but I know
it's called like the Rhodes Wrestling Association or something.
Which makes sense, because the association would be the federation from the Rhodes Wrestling Academy, which is a school. It's all tied together. Makes sense.
Yeah. And so Samoan Supernova for $5. Fucking amazing name. Samoan Supernova should be like a wrestler's gimmick name. That's an amazing name. Dude, the Samoan Supernova, like a Samoan dude who like is like Jacob Fatu, kind of like does flips and shit and doesn't do like the standard Samoan, like obviously some of the standard moves, but has like a more, diverse move set or something. That could be really fucking cool. Anyways.
Yeah, almost like Lucha, like a Lucha Samoan.
Yeah, dude, that'd be amazing. Who would be excited enough for Shane in 2024 for the need for a secret plane meeting? Bro, that's the thing. I agree. That's why I just don't want to be like, well, Phil, you're saying this and then you're saying that. Like before, I've told you guys in Hollywood, in the wrestling business too, secret meetings happen on fucking planes. They happen in little conference rooms. They happen in cars really briefly. Deals get done on napkins with handshakes and shit all the time. I'm telling you right now. We just happen to be on the same flight. Punk tells that story. Oh, I just happen to be on a flight
with everybody.
And Jason Jordan happens to be there, who's a producer, and we're sitting next. Oh, hey, and WWE's in Chicago.
Yeah.
So let me go see Bailey backstage. I just wanted to go visit Bailey, not having any talks about, it's obviously like, what are they doing? Like, it's obvious what they're doing. So, nobody's excited for Shane, though. Nobody. Who the fuck wants that? And he called their dad Harvey Weinstein.
Right?
Or he called, Shane's dad Harvey Weinstein. You gonna fucking, like, really, dude? You're going to go there and support these idiots? I just don't. Thank you so much for the super chat. But yeah, you're right. I get that. I know you're saying it's our cat. Like, who is, like, I know it's a rhetorical question. But yeah, exclusive. Shane McMahon claims it was a coincidence he was on the same flight as AEW's The Young Bucks following Grand Slam. Shane McMahon and the Bucks were seen speaking and laughing together. Oh, really? Laughing together about what? Oh, your grapist dad. Oh, that dumb dog. Like, what do you, they try to paint it like it's, they're being cordial and nice, bro. Like, what the fuck? McMahon was sat in the row directly behind the EVPs in the first class section of the plane. Despite being sat so close together, McMahon claimed to a person on the flight that it was a coincidence that he was on the same flight as the Bucks. Who's on the flight asking? Oh, no, it's just a coincidence we're on the same flight. He said that to someone who was on the flight. Makes me think it wasn't a coincidence. That's all I'm saying, guys. So,
because whoever's in first class doesn't care. If whoever else he could talk
that's
to.
That's what I mean. Who the fuck's on first class with these guys? Bon Jovi?
Yeah.
He's like, what's like, who the fuck? It's so stupid. They did not interact much throughout the flight as the Young Bucks slept most of the journey to Salt Lake, with all three of them waiting back after the plane landed to take a photo together. Yeah, they were talking about shit. Let's be honest. I don't know. Shane I don't know, man. This Vince doc made me think, no, there's no way they fucking do it. But I could see Shane investing in AEW down the line.
It could
Because
happen.
everyone wants
I
to
don't
get
know.
into wrestling, and Shane invests in shit. But yeah, I just don't see him turning his back on the WWE like that.
Right. That's right. Yeah. And like I said, unless there was a reason to, like, like if he really thought he could make a difference. But what difference can be made in that company? Unless you're drinking Tony's Kool-Aid. I think Shane's too smart for that.
So AEW's MJF has been cast in Happy Gilmore 2, starring alongside Adam Sandler, Bad Bunny, Travis Kelce. Friedman will reportedly play the role of Gordy, one of Happy Gilmore's sons. That's actually amazing casting. Picture Adam Sandler right now. Picture him right now in your head, like old Adam Sandler, current Sandler, and then fucking MJF's his like asshole son, or like some, I don't know, squeaky clean, like do the opposite of what he does in wrestling. He's like this squeaky clean kid,
or
one
like
of his sons. So he's gonna have more than one.
You feel like Happy Sons will all have like different traits of him or whatever. It's like one will be kind of goofy and one of them could just be a super angry son. He could do that pretty damn well. Like
really aggro hockey player.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, super just like the one who's always getting in fights and just not any really good at the actual hockey of it, but he's like, go regulation size or what? Yeah, that
and
part,
guys,
like,
this is important too. People go like, oh, MJF should have went to the Fed. No, guys, he people forget his scenes got cut from the Iron Claw. Okay, guess what? He was in a scene, for just so you guys know. I know it's blink and you miss it, but you idiots don't fucking look away from your phones when you're consuming shit. So seriously, man, that's how I felt about the Vince doc. Everyone is just, what, you guys are clipping it as you're watching it? Fucking chill for a minute. Absorb it, digest it, and figure out what the fuck actually happened, and look at the nuances of what they say and how they say it, and like how they convey
body
things.
language means so much, and people, if you're looking at your phone, and like the facials in that documentary, like I've been making sure to, because I'll watch certain things or do certain things where I don't keep an eye on the TV. This one, like it's taken me longer to watch it because I have wanted to make sure, like, no, I don't even want to watch it while I'm eating. I want to sit down and like actually consume it, because there's so much to what people say and how they say it, not just what they're saying.
And so MJF, he actually executive produced the Iron Claw as well, you fucking dummies, okay? And I don't know who I'm talking to when I'm saying this. I'm just shooting at the IWC. Probably not here, because they probably all hate me because I say shit like this. But yeah, dude, he executive produced that film as well, so he put some money up for that. Good move. That's such a smart move. A24, they'll take all types.
Just gonna say that with them.
They're fully independent, man. They'll take your money, and it's a good wrestling film, and then you don't be a mark for yourself. You shoot some scenes, they cut it. Cool. Now he's in this Adam Sandler flick. This is why it's important that MJF, still in his 20s, takes Tony Khan's millions while what has he been doing? He goes, when he does show up, he puts on some of their most compelling stuff and tries his best, does the best work he can. But I don't blame him for like, no, I'm going to go build this foundation and get all of these relationships, because if I do break my fucking leg or something in this ring, I have something else there when I'm 40 or 50 and I can't do this shit anymore. And then when it's because wrestling's still obviously a passion of his, and then when he's got all of these ducks in a row, when the kid's 32 and his deal's up with AEW or whatever, you think he can't show up in WWE, have a 5-year run, headline a WrestleMania, do everything there is to do, fucking, like, you don't think that's in the books, and then he'll only be bigger because of the little seeds he's planting right now, and then he always has that as a fallback, and then he also always has that to go into when it's all done. One day he will take a pay cut for the legacy and the bigger money. Matt Morgan broke it down for us, Daddy. Don't listen to your boy Phil. Listen to the people who've been there and done that. WWE is all about, you get paid less now, a grueling schedule now, but in the long run, you're paid more, your legacy's more, you're more valuable.
Lives forever.
Lives forever, dude. AEW
Absolutely.
Can't replicate that. Doesn't matter if Tony's around for 100 years. Unless something crazy happens where he buys the WWE, there's no way he could ever replicate that. No one could do that. And anybody who's ever done that, WWE absorbed them. So, so fucking MJF, I love this. Do this fucking movie. people stop boo-booing him, let him get his money until he's 35, and then he'll go end his shit in WWE and hopefully put on an amazing run with, who knows if Cody will even be wrestling by then. He's getting up there in age, but yeah.
But I mean, well, Cody just re-signed a decent term deal, and he's only like 38, 39. Like with the way people take care of their bodies now too, and how medical science is, and plus too, if he's smart enough to do the stuff with Tony Wright and take breaks. I mean, he came back in May, and now it's September, and he's probably going to be out for another 2 or 3 months. Like, just take a break. I'm not gonna. I never faulted him for taking the bag from Tony. It was smart to do with, build himself up now. So then also too, when he does come into WWE, he doesn't have to build himself up and, eat shit and like it. He can pretty much just jump right into the main event scene.
And although he's a natural, everyone's like, well, he's a natural on the screen, like for the wrestling thing. Yeah, but what do they do in WWE? They give people like promo class and acting class and all that shit. So MJF's doing all that. He's getting those reps in that none of these other kids in AEW are doing by doing these fucking legit movies. And he's doing real movies, guy. Okay? And so he's going
to straight to DVD crap that no one's seen that's in the bargain bin at Walmart or whatever.
Right, straight to
what
Netflix.
Is Jericho doing? The Hallmark Channel ones.
Right, and it's straight to Netflix for Happy Gilmore too. But they give Adam Sandler.
That's a big difference.
Right, but they give Sandler like $100 million a fucking year to just do all of his stuff on Netflix, And if it does good enough, it'll have a run in select theaters too. It's a huge Sandler movie. Even if you guys hate them, Hubie Halloween's dumb. Fucking that. Everyone watches it. Everyone's watched that movie. Like, I don't care who you are.
I was gonna say those are in the top 10. Usually his movies are in the top 10 of Netflix for a couple of weeks, couple of months, and that means people are watching it. So it's smart.
So this Stephanie,
I saw this
Chase or something. She goes, "Fucking hell,
Stephanie M. Chase." Yeah, we talked about her last time. We were to Stephanie M. Chase. Yeah.
And so she goes, MVP came out and I could not see him at all. I had no idea who the crowd was reacting to. This is why you don't put media here, and it's not just me having this problem. And then genuinely pissed, I missed the debut of MVP. And then fucking all of a sudden, she's like, got a much better seat now. AEW recognized the problem and corrected it, which is great. But like, dude, I don't know, just crazy. Building all flagged off and empty looking. And yeah, they sat her there. She's part of the media. I don't even know what she writes for or anything. But fucking silly. And then they just put her like right here. When I went to fucking Dynamite last time, me and my girl were sitting like in the same spot and we had the whole empty row to ourselves. And I'm not kidding. The whole like 6 rows back, the whole empty row to ourselves on the floor.
Second picture from Stephanie. That's a rough picture, man. That's it's just nobody back there. Yeah, that one to the right. Ooh, just sad.
Just terrible. Yeah. And then she missed the MVP debut. Of course, she's a dirt sheet, so they help her. WWE wants to bring Malachi Black back to the company. However, AEW will be able to add injury time to his deal. Injury time. Everybody.
The best guys, Tony Khan.
It's such crap because wrestling for Tony, you're automatically know you're gonna get injured. So if anybody shouldn't be adding injury time, it's him, man.
But they're saying his deal's up in early 2025. Raj Giri broke that news. Gigantic Pop. Speaking of Matt Morgan and Raj, shout them out. But yeah, Malachi ain't coming back, it don't seem like, for a while, folks. After years of being the more youthful promotion, the age of the typical wrestler booked to wrestle on AEW TV is now older than that of the main roster of WWE. Look at that chart, guys.
Wow.
So look, for the first time in the history, man, the median age of wrestlers on TV and pay-per-view events on AEW is older than and remember, everyone's talking that shit. Oh, all these old people in WWE. Oh, they're pushing Cody. They're pushing Roman. They're all 40, blah, blah, blah. Look at this chart, dude. This is what's happening. WC fucking W. WEW, bro. That's what this shit is. That's what they were going to originally call themselves, that. WEW.
Oh, wow.
That's a shoot, brother. You can find them saying that in interviews. Crazy, man. So yeah, fucking look at that, man.
I mean, that makes sense of why their target demographic has always been dropping off. Because I mean, all their ratings are dropping off, but their key demo has been dropped off considerably. And like, yeah, you're pushing all these old guys. Nobody wants to see 18 to 34-year-olds don't want to watch 50-year-old Jericho out there wrestling, or it was. I mean, Ed, we love him, but he's in his 50s.
It's true. But Saraya has signed a 1-year deal with AEW, so they probably backed the Brinks truck up for her and gave her a 1-year deal. She's 32 only, so remember that. People forget that about Paige. She's young as fuck.
Wow.
So, yeah, she can stay there till she's 33, till she's 35, go back to WWE and end it there. So I bet you Tony gave her $1 million for 1 year, if I had to guess. It's Saraya.
He gave her $1 million and promised to book her brother in 10 matches.
Yeah, so I guess that was fucking Tony Khan, AEW, WWE news. Amazing stuff. We've been going for 3 hours, 18 minutes. We started early today, folks. The replay will be uploaded immediately as soon as this ends. It will be up on the other channel, youtube.com/@prowrestletimes. So make sure you go and sub to that channel, even if you only use it to watch the replays. Husey was on earlier in the fucking day, and he absolutely killed it. All Jake's coming on in this Wednesday night. Don't forget, every Wednesday, every Saturday. I got to touch some grass tonight, so it's good that Husey's all the way in Ireland, because, yeah, I'm going to go do some shit. Because right around now is we'd be like an hour into the show or something like that. But we're gonna wrap it up here, folks. And I want to thank Alt Jake, guys. Next Saturday too, we're doing Bad Blood watch along. And then Alt Jake's going to come on this Wednesday, and Husey might join us for that too. Alt Jake is going to come on this Wednesday again on the live show to do like a Bad Blood preview show. And I got some people coming on the podcast that I'm working on. If you guys notice too, like some of my videos are getting early access. If you're a patron, you get them before they're up on YouTube. So check that out. And I'm going to be doing more just exclusive stuff that I'm working on banking up right now. Not that it'll be all banked content. I hate the idea of that. I like to come at you guys raw and get it to you fresh and when it's hot out the kitchen. But nonetheless, yeah, I just appreciate you all for being here. Alt Jake, I want to give you a round of applause for being here.
Man. Happy to join.
And guys, yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man. We're almost at 5,000 subs on the Clip channel. Let's get to that 5,000. Start fucking sharing the channel around if you guys can. And yeah, I just appreciate you all. Consider becoming a member. It's like 99 cents. And I am going to do like a members only stream some point. I don't fucking know when. It's just really a matter of, because it's like, why don't I just talk to everybody? So maybe I'll do like members get videos early too or something. I don't know how to work it out, but it is just like you guys, it's just 99 cents. Support the goddamn channel. It ain't a big deal. You know what I mean?
Hit that like button if you can.
Yeah,
Jonesy also giving them out too. Come on, everybody.
Yeah, exactly. So shout out Jonesy and just shout out everybody for being here. And yeah, try and hit the like on the way out. But yeah, what else do I have to plug that's going on? Yeah, I have some more scripted content too coming out. I'm trying different shit on the channel. Nice. And yeah, man, shout out Husey. I'm gonna go do his stuff. I'll do his show at some point whenever he ramps up the content in the wintertime. When he's all hibernating at home.
I was just gonna say, living in Ireland, yeah, I can't really do much. I lived in Boston for 2 years, so I fully understand. Where November to March, you don't really leave the house much.
Yeah, and I'm in Canada, so I understand that shit fully too, dude. So
yeah, see, down here in Phoenix, it's the opposite. We do it in the summer. I never leave my house from like June, July, August. I'm inside the whole time.
Yeah, and I have another remix song coming for you guys. And yeah, I just appreciate you all. I can't express it enough. Truly, the PWT universe is undefeated. And yeah, I'll give you, Alt Jake, a yeah for being here because I do appreciate you sliding through. Yeah, man, it's fun having you on. So you'll be on definitely more. I know the chat enjoys it. And yeah, guys, Bad Blood in a week from now. Everybody stay safe, hug each other, love each other, drink lots of water. I will sign off. And see you guys in the Upside Down. Here is Chris Jericho.
Peace, everybody.
Peace, everybody. Hold on a second. We're botching the outro, but it's okay. Yeah, so in the Upside Down, peace. We will see you all. Here's Jericho.
I look and see it's not just me.
Jeff, why do you insist on doing this dumb internet shit on TV?
I look look and see, it's not just me.
This place is a fucking joke, man. You're a clown. I quit.
So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. We call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild.
No. It doesn't make logical sense. But it makes
yes, of course.
But it makes wrestling booking sense. Of course, this makes no sense. Of course, okay, it makes no sense. However, in pro wrestling booking, which often makes no sense, you would do that. It's about making money. It's not about anything else. Wrestling's always been about making money first and foremost. That's it.
Yes, I look and see, it's not just me.
Last weekend was the greatest weekend in AEW history. This is the greatest week.
I look and see, it's not just me.
Security, my safety, my life was in danger at a wrestling show.
So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. We call this problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. We call this problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. Living it wild. Yeah.
If you're unfamiliar with how we do things often here on these Wednesdays, it's a lot like one of my favorite movies, Time Cop.
What? Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah!
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday comes again.
毎日
Sunday,
毎
Monday,
日
Tuesday,
日立
Wednesday,
の細長
Thursday, Thursday,
静
Friday,
か
Saturday,
サラサラ
Sunday comes again.
きれいな空気体には細長が気持ちいいんです日立のビッグフローウェルネス
I'd be remiss for my friend if I didn't ask you about Fallen Angel.
So the Fallen Angel is a performer named Chris Daniels, and Chicago guy.
Yeah.
And was brought out to Los Angeles, and he had the daunting task of taking someone like me who couldn't move and trying to teach them the basics.
How to move.
The basics of the business.